Good morning, family. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, The Underrated One. Hold on for 1 second and pause that. See, okay. Again, welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, The Underrated One. The number one greatest chef, JT, not the chef in the kitchen. Chef of information, believe that. Also, respect the underrated one. Respect my family. And respect the LDBC family. Respect our existence. This is a spare a moment. I didn't send no invites out. Just wanted to get it in. Alright. I know there's a lot that's happened. I did a live yesterday about the late Nathaniel Woods. I want y'all to check that out. And me and Information Man got on everything and chopped it up. So it was terrible. It was something that, wow. But now it's time to go in with Chuck D. Somebody got to do it. Might as well be me. No. Not too long ago, like I said, this live is spare in a moment, so it's come through. I would listen to Fight the Power back in '89, and when I see Public Enemy, I see me fight 5 people, stand up. It was a beautiful time. We was in Brooklyn, especially around the country. We was like, get into back to Africa, and we started learning more about Dr. Henry Clark. At that time, the late great Dr. Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Wilson, they become icons, and others and stuff. DJ Black Charm Music, thank you, brother. After I finish, if you want to get on, feel free, because you're at the music, so you can get out there. Let you know there's a link is in the chat. You can go and get on the panel after I finish. And it resonated with me, with Flavor Flav, Professor Griff, and the movement, And there's controversy with Professor Griff. You know how the media spin that around. So, Chuck D let him go. To me, it wasn't like, I don't know why. How they go. They pick a sniff out. And they want to blow it up and everything. Now, 30 years later, he threw out Flavor Flav because he disagreed of, signing up with Sanders. And what Flavor Flav was talking about, I agree, totally in agreement. We shouldn't be around that. We shouldn't be about no business. Foot Soldier, thanks for coming. Haven't seen you in a while. This is an open panel. Matter of fact, I'm going to pick it, but it's an open panel. Thank you so much for coming. And that's shady, man. To me, it brought, I would say that, if y'all can hear me, press 1, please. If y'all can hear me, press 1. For me, born and raised in New York, to see the movement, because that's the same year that I lost my father. And wow. it was something that I was always for our people, always fighting for our people. You know what I'm saying? In hip hop at that time, it was going into their trend. It was going to their times, you know. And when Public Enemy came out, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they rap New York, they rap the world. You know what I'm saying? They was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got the late great Curtis Mayfield, you know, talk about them. You know what I'm saying? It was like older artists, you know, R&B artists, which was like, you know, we know about the late great Curtis Mayfield. We don't have to get into that, but it was like, bro, I'm sorry. Hope you get better. Please. And we identified, you know. And at first I was going to do a solo, but I said, you know, I have open panel. Let's talk about this. If y'all can hear me, press 1. If you can hear me, please press 1. Please press 1. Let me know y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, press 1. Okay, cool. That's how I need to see that. Yeah, keep me. So, and you let go Flavor Flav over a candidate that's not really resonant with our people, not resonant of the things that we need, our agenda. And it's a blow to me. And it should be a blow to our people. Because us as a people, we ride with Public Enemy. That's one of the rap groups that we ride with that identify the struggle, that the continued struggle that we going through as a people. That deals with Africa, that deals with everything, the ancestors and all that. I identify with that. I'm not saying I don't identify with other rap groups in the past, because I do, but Public Enemy was like talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I was Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? It was cool, rock the clock around. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think Flavor Flav was like dummy. He was not dummy. You know, I have the honor to talk to Flavor Flav like 10 minutes in 1990. It's not a dumb brother. He's very intent of our history. You know, I say, yo, Rob, rock the clock. I like the clock today. I got a clock. Here it is. I forgot, no, put that in your pocket. Don't rock that clock. I said, wow, you know, I was telling him I lost my pops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the clock, man. Yeah, boy, don't even worry about it, man. Fight the power, man. Keep on fighting the power. Don't worry, be happy. You gonna throw him out, man. Yeah, the link is in the chat. Yo, that man. I'm back. Man, we should bang on Chuck D, yo. Bang on Chuck D. I don't care. Cutting heads off. Playing with the underrated one now. I'll be holding back for a minute. Cutting heads off, man. So DJ Black Charm, you can get on now. Foot Soldier, you can get on now. The link is in the chat. You can get on right now. Nah, dog. Mm-hmm. You don't drop your brother over no political party, man. Nah. Mm-hmm. Nah. There's certain things you don't tolerate. I don't tolerate. I don't tolerate no sexuality over our culture. I don't tolerate any political party over our culture. Nah. Certain things that I ain't rocking with. So DJ Black Charm, you can get on right now, brother. You can get on. You can get on the panel. For Soldier, if you want to get on, you can. Certain things now, man. So hold on, family. So they don't go there. Welcome. Thanks for coming to the hold on for a second. George Fraser, what's good? Pennis Clyde, thanks for coming. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. So wherever I come with the powerful, come for the powerful live stream. Hold on, let me try to get this. Like I said, on DJ Black Charm, you can get on. Let's see. I'm coming, family. I'm coming. Mo Valley, thanks for coming. If you want to get on, Mo Valley, you can get on too. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you, brother. Go subscribe to the brother right there, Mo Valley. Man, forget. I'm just gonna do it like that, man, because I'm trying to say that you're gonna do that, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Got you, DJ Black Charm. There it is.
Yo, there it is. Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, man. So listen, this. So for a person like myself, I'm 44. You know, I was a kid growing up on X Clan. I was turned on it. PE from my older OGs, my older brothers, older homies, and stuff like that. You know, and they was all into what Public Enemy was about. You know what I'm saying? And then, and the OGs, the ones older than them, they was like, yeah, Public Enemy was all right, but they ain't like the Lost Poets. You ever heard of Lost Poets, JT?
oh, no doubt.
Right.
From New York, dog. Come on.
Yeah, right. So when I was a kid, I used to be in awe because I'm in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely.
So it's like they talking about the Lost Poets with better rappers and all that old stuff, and then Chicago cats talking about the dozens.
DJ Black Charm, hold that thought for 1 second.
Okay.
Muhammad the One, just go to the link in the chat when it says underrated doctors, hit stream yards, and you can get on. That's all you need to do. JMJ2121. Salute to you. Shout out to the LDBC, the Steps Lions Den boxing community, basketball community. Shout out to y'all. Go ahead, Black. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just looking at the history of rap, right? And the whole idea of rap will tell you the struggles of the neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, from all over America. And that was a way that you could that's the way that we communicated with each other, you know what I'm saying, via the music, especially in certain type of coding, you know. And so when you just think about Public Enemy, right? Public Enemy is supposed to be like, you know, like against all the political parties, the Democrat and Republican. Like they Public Enemy was the voice to say y'all both on the same side and y'all both are against the black people, you know. So when I look at Chuck D taking the side, and he ain't the only one, because we got Killer Mike over there too.
Oh
Killer
yeah,
Mike,
no, we're gonna talk about that too. Oh yeah, yo, it's a board. I'm just putting it out there. It's a board. We don't hit all that, man. Cut heads off, man.
Right. So they playing like it don't. They ain't getting no money from it. And he talking about anytime it was about money, you know, Flavor Flav would run straight. I'm like, nah, Flav, even when he was doing the flavor of love and stuff like that, you know, and all that's a real life, and he was talking about his drug addictions and all that. I'm like, nah, that's a real dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he just happened to be a reflection of what the hood, how the hood can turn you out. If you know, you get money and not get used to money, and once you get money, it's like you abuse it. He was a result to that. You know what I'm saying? But he's a real dude.
But this is the thing about DJ Black Charm. You into music for a long time, right? So you know the ins and outs, right?
Right.
Flavor Flav been sober going on 11 years, man. That is accomplishment, yo.
That's a great accomplishment.
That's what
Especially
I'm saying. Right. Come on, man. Come on. And then Chuck D, you coming on some man. No, I'm chopping your head off, dude. Him, other one, I'm chopping your underrated, chopping your head off, yo. Coming
right. So my thing is right here, why would you bring up something personal? If this your brother, you my brother underrated, you know what I'm saying? So why would I bring up a personal issue when we talking about politics? Your drug addiction, your money addiction ain't got nothing to do with these politics. We both know that these politics is our foundation. The reason why people listen to Public Enemy in the first place is because they was against politics. Now, Chuck D decided to choose a side. You know, I'm like, how can you pick a side, bro? You know what I'm saying? And then you pick a side that you ain't even come to your brother and get it cleared up on why you picking a side. So Flavor Flav can at least support you on you picking a side. You know what I'm saying? So and then Bernie Sanders is not a good ass politician because you want to get the black vote, but you don't understand that Public Enemy for people between 40 years old and 60 years old is a pillar. And you just divided them right there. Right there, because you got people who in love with Flavor Flav, and you got people who are scholars and follow the ideology of Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? You just divided.
And you know what? It's cool what you're saying, but at the same time, man, gotta blame Chuck D, man. Flavor Flav, no matter what problems he always stick to the code. He always for the people, man. Come on, man. And look, think about it like this. Look what he did on Professor Griff.
Right.
That's unnecessary. They take one thing. Okay, Eunice. Thank you, Eunice. You know what I'm saying? They took one snap and trying to blow it up, man. And Chuck D had him. He got to leave. Come on, man. That's two, man. That's two within 40 years, man. Nah, man.
If you ask me, the real Public Enemy to the system is Professor Griff, because for the longest he been fighting and holding rallies and doing. I mean, come on. When we look at from YouTube to the little lectures he do to the events he show up to, supporting all that old stuff, he the one actually been keeping that stuff going. You know what I'm saying? Flav been doing his little stuff, and Chuck D been doing his little stuff.
No, but Flavor Flav been doing this thing. They just don't show it. That's what it is.
Right.
He
Yeah.
He be doing his thing first. I'm not saying you wrong. But I'm just saying.
Look at the climate of now. Like a lot of people don't like reality TV show, but by Flavor Flav biting their bullet, there's a lot of artists get new life via reality TV show. Flavor Flav, he set that up for them. You know what I'm saying? The same way Flavor Flav set it up for for Old Dirty Bastard to T.I. to be able to say what they need to say on the microphone. Flavor Flav set that up. From She Watched Channel Zero all the way to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's crazy how Chuck D just, he just owned the name.
And you know what? Some of your sisters in the back in the days are rappers too. Your crossover too. It's a go for y'all too. Y'all ain't out of this either. You're not out of this either. We won't talk about you too. And because
you gotta think about it. I was watching Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett riding in the car. And they was like, we need to turn up. And I was thinking about the type of music that Queen Latifah, Money Love, MC Light did. You know, the closest they got to ratchet back then was Salt and Pepper with leggings on. You know what I'm saying? But in today's time, these women ain't, the consciousness of the woman, you know what I'm saying? Like these women want to be called out their names. Back in the day, Queen Latifah made a song like, "Who you calling to be?" You know, she wanted, hey, don't call me that. And nowadays, these girls want to be called that. So it's like, okay, so you talking about the whole dropping the ball of where the music's supposed to elevate it to the people that's supposed to be the foundation and the pillars of it ain't even, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even standing on their square. Like, I mean, you look at NWA and Ice Cube, he helped out a lot. He radio too. You know what I'm saying? But they were just some street cats when they said you about to witness the strength of street knowledge. They weren't really into the consciousness. Like, I mean, Ice Cube might drop a bar here there. You know what I'm saying? But they went into the consciousness of a collective black community. In a sense. You know what I'm saying? And a Public Enemy, to me, they was on the side of cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the black community to be cleaned up from police brutality, from miseducation, resources. They was into that kind of stuff, And then now you got Chuck D. I don't know what Chuck D standing for. For real underrated dog. I don't know what he stands for now. To say that. If I say,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, they call it. Don't go finish. I follow, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't know what he stands for now. Like at one time, you was like, okay, you against. So if you fight the power, right? Now let's talk about fight the power. This is like, okay, so we take it back to who said the Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? White power for white people, yellow power for yellow people, brown power for brown people, black power for black people. Power to the people. You know what I'm saying? And speed up time. You got the James Brown, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, and speed up a little more time. Then you got during this time with all going on up in the East Coast, up between Philadelphia and New York City, all the little tri-state area and stuff. So you got Public Enemy, fight the power. We're going down up there. They really going against the police up there. They really, you know what I'm saying, standing. Of course, the one Ethiopian guy, I guess he was Ethiopian, a Nigerian dude that was reaching for his phone up in New York City. The police shot him up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like they was really against that kind of stuff. Like all y'all people who part of the government, we are against y'all. You know what I'm saying? From making songs like She Watched Channel Zero to, man, it's so many songs that they had that was against what Bernie Sanders is about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And let me read the comments before we, so we can still continue. Rashid Sanders said Chuck D crossover a long time ago. We already know that. Of all due respect, we already know that. That's when DJ Black Charm is pointing it out. He in the music for a long time. Like, I know music too. We've been saying this for a long time, but it just the point is that DJ Black Charm, you agree with me that it just when it comes to Bernie Sanders, it's a big deal now because he's running for president. But we already know what Chuck D did. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you have to go back in the early '90s how he did Professor Griff. That's all. That's all you need to know. We already know that. Ain't nothing new to us.
Yeah, he did Griff bad, man.
Yeah, you know, real bad. You know?
Man, listen, they living down here in Atlanta. The whole public enemy. Flavor Flav moved back to New York City. Chuck D, he got him a little crib down there in Fayetteville, kind of close. Not in Holyfield neighborhood where the house Rick Ross got, but close enough. Your boy Professor Griff live down here. Professor Griff live on Godby Road. If y'all in Atlanta, y'all know what Godby Road is. You like hi,
and also after that, you explain that. After that, also let's go to Big Mike too. After you finish with that, please.
Okay, we used to go clubbing and stuff, and a lot of the cats that I knew that played ball that didn't make it to the league or didn't get drafted and stuff, underrated darkness, they would go to the club and holler and talk to this little short guy and to get a job. And one day I was riding with one of my buddies. He said, "Man, I'm finna go holler at this dude about getting a security job." We rolled up to the club, man, and it was Professor Griff. Say, "Man, I've been running my security company for 4 years since I ain't been rocking with the group." I'm like, dang, another one of my partners just went down to Chuck D big ass crib where his studio is, telling me that they doing studio sessions in Chuck D house. I'm like, this ain't making no sense. Chuck D you know what I'm saying, still making good money with music and stuff, and your man's in front of the club trying to be a security, trying to pat folk down. That ain't good.
Now family in the chat, I want you to understand something. DJ Black Charm been in the music for a long time, and he's been living in Atlanta for a long time. So everything that he's saying is documents. It's documents on it, not no receipts. It's documents. So I want you to really pay attention to what he's saying. He been around these people for a long time. Me and DJ Black Charm been talking even a few years before that. So he knows what he talking about. You better pay attention because you're not going to hear nothing else. You are only going to hear from the Underrated Darkness channel. This is where the real is at. So I want you to really hear this, and then wherever this live is finished, share this. He knows what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Go ahead, DJ Black. I just want to put it in, brother.
Yeah. So that was like, that was one of the first, for my man's in the chat that was like Chuck D been switched over. So that's how long we know Chuck D been switched over. You know what I'm saying? Right. Once he started to own that name, then he started to treat Flavor Flav and Professor Griff real greasy like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so we been knew that. This was before the internet. This was before a two-way pager and stuff like this. It's like, and it's like, the only way that you knew Professor Griff was standing in front of a club being a security officer if somebody happened to take a picture and be like, "Oh man," you know what I'm saying? But you still had to be tapped into the magazine that may have shown it, And then if you talk to Professor Griff now, he'll tell you. Everything I'm telling you right now, he'll tell you that, you know what I'm saying? He was still doing his thing in the music. Flavor Flav was doing his thing on the East Coast, and he was a security guard running a security company. Now, I ain't job shaming because, like I said, cats who didn't make it to the league or who didn't get drafted in college, they went to him to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Because he can set them up so they can be security. That somebody or something like that, to survive outside of, to keep that same military thing he had going on with Public Enemy. He found a way to survive outside of that, But now talk about Killer Mike.
Hold that thought. Monica Moore Justice asked. He said, "Why?" She wanted to know. She said, "Why Chuck D mad at Flavor Flav?" It's not mad. Flavor Flav got thrown out because of Sanders. Now, Monica Moore Justice also is from New York too. Okay, and so Monica Mo Justice, she got thrown out because of Flavor Flav, because Flavor Flav was saying this. Come back. Okay. So, cause he, anybody that listen to Public Enemy, they always talking about go against the system, always hold our own, always go, always, go for Afrocism. You know what I'm saying? Africanism. You hear what I'm saying? And so twice, only I could say all along, Chuck D sell his soul throughout the years. And then at the same time, if people notice about it, throughout the years, when Public Enemy started making, was still making CDs, you see more of Chuck D than Public Enemy. And that was a telling point too. So now Chuck D want to throw him out. Hey, that dirty dollar. And Sanders really don't care about our culture. That's what I'm saying. When you let sexuality or political party get in the way of our culture, it's problems. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be a conflict. And so that's where we at right now, Monica. Sad thing about it. That's why I'm doing a live about this today. And it's in the news.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Monica. But Chuck D throughout. Let me get this straight, Monica. Chuck D threw out Flavor Flav. Over Sanders. That's what it was. So again, who wins of our culture against our culture? Political parties.
Flav didn't want to endorse. I mean, you say what I mean. It is what it is. Flavor Flav said that he's on record. He's on video saying that he don't want to endorse Bernie Sanders. Chuck D want to be mad about he don't want to endorse Bernie Sanders. And his thing is, okay, Chuck D can endorse Bernie Sanders, but not Public Enemy. Public Enemy as a collective don't endorse Bernie Sanders. That's Chuck D. And Chuck D want to say that it's Public Enemy. They want to use the logo and all that. And what Flav is saying, Flavor saying is Public Enemy is Chuck D, Flavor Flav, Professor Griff, and Terminator X. Without that four, you have Chuck D and those fellas. You have Flavor Flav and those fellas, Professor Griff and those fellas, Terminator X and those fellas. You know what I'm saying? It's not Public Enemy unless they together. And I agree with Flavor Flav on that. If Chuck D want to, if he want to just go off and say that he's Santa Claus now, that's you, Chuck D. That ain't Public Enemy.
Hold that thought, DJ Black Sean. Monica Mo Justice. I'm gonna say this. You could say about Flavor been disappointed, but we got to be fair here because Flavor Flav been clean going on 11 years. And all through along, he always represent Flavor Flav. Because we have like few in the past did some things, but they still rep for our culture. So I got to say that of fairness. You know what I'm saying? But what Chuck D he's a dirty customer for a very long time. But see, I know people want to throw dirt on Flavor Flav. Nah. But Flavor is saying we gotta represent Public Enemy. This is just for the culture. We must stand up for our people. If we go against Sanders, that means we going with the establishment. Am I correct, DJ Black Charm?
You are very correct.
So that's what Flavor Flav stands for, and that's what Professor Griff stands for, and that's what Terminator X stands for. Why all of a sudden we don't like to talk about stuff like this when it comes to Chuck D throughout the years while he's buck dancing? He been buck dancing for years, but we want to give him a pass. I'm not giving no pass today. No. Nah.
You know, if he get the pass,
No.
if he get the pass, now shout out to the homie George Clinton. I love George Clinton. You know,
Yeah, that's the man.
I love George Clinton.
That's the man.
But watch this though. What happened in the 80s and the 90s? I was a kid watching this go down, and I did records. I just did a record. I play it for you on our own time, but I just did a record. Got George Clinton on.
Huh?
And yeah. But previously though, I did records with Grady, Ray, and Fuzzy. Now, Ray dead. Rest in peace. You know, now what happened with that situation was the same type of situation. You know, back in the day when it was a political thing going on and Parliament didn't want to go with the populace. They was against that. So they broke up the same way. So you got George Clinton with the P-Funk All-Star, and then you got Grady, Ray, and Fuzzy. They got original P. So sometimes people went in to watch those old funk fests, and they like, well, why they ain't doing some of those new songs? Because those two different groups. One group was George Clinton and P-Funk All-Stars. The other group was Original P, but it was that same political type difference. You know? And George Clinton I know he went on and ate real good. George Clinton got way richer than the other three. They started off as a doo-wop group.
And and let me explain something before you get to that point. They started up with a duo group in the late 50s. Now in 67, I'm gonna give you a little more underrated music talk here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody don't do it like I do. But I'm gonna give you a little something because I'm gonna do something about George Clinton in the future. That's gonna be one special underrated music talk. But I'm gonna give you something.
On that.
Right, I'm gonna tell you something. Funkadelic made a song I Want to Testify back in '67. Now at that time they've been a group for like 10 years prior to that. That was a top R&B hit, and I believe it was a crossover hit too into pop. Back in '67, I Want to Testify. Check it out. Funkadelic. And the one who sang lead on that, George Clinton. Check it out. In '67. Yep. Now they made songs throughout the '60s. I'm not saying, but it was not really hits, but we already know about the '70s when they transformed. But 1967, I Want to Testify by Funkadelic, and the great George Clinton sang lead on that. Check it out. Yeah, Funkadelic. You can go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so when you look at that, like those political breakups around now, you know what I'm saying? George Clinton was like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of, start to embrace America, and the other guys were still like real strong Egypt style. They was on the pyramid. I mean, all the way to Ray. Ray just passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
But they stayed. They wanted to stay true to the culture of, you know what I'm saying, of the blackness, the mothership, and you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff, the real meaning of it. Going back home to the motherland and all that old stuff, the pro-blackness, they wanted to stay true to it, and George Clinton wanted to turn up and party and be more rock and roll. And it was a political thing right there.
But, all right, Monica, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but this is my thing. If Public Enemy is rapping about going against the establishment, you cannot play both ways. You can't play. It's like me. If I'm sounding for my people, right? And then if they have something out there talking against our people, right? And they said, no, that doesn't mean well. No, I'm going against our people. What y'all gonna tell me? What y'all gonna say about me? So nah, not wrong with that. No, it's like this. See, us as a people, this is like this. You're gonna be one way or you're gonna be another. You cannot be middle. Now there's gonna be some people gonna say, we gotta open ourselves up. We gotta join something. But this is my thing. If there's nothing that shows any agenda, help our agenda as a people, if they don't they fail to understand the continued tyranny, a continued struggle of our people that we're going through, I can't roll with you. Now people can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. I really don't care. But that's how
Can I ask you
that's it.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah, hold that thought. If anybody that wants to join the panel, the link is in the chat. Go and come and join the panel. Muhammad's the one. The link is in the chat. Let's go and join. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I want to ask her how she feel about guns in the neighborhood. Guns in every household. And then how does she feel about crime in urban neighborhoods? Gun violence in urban neighborhoods. The reason why I'm asking, and the reason why I'm asking you this, sister, is because Bernie Sanders is for guns. Like, he's all about the NRA, you know what I'm saying? National Rifle Association, you know what I'm saying? He's strap up. Everybody needs to strap up. I'm like, man, it's gonna be okay corral around here if everybody straps up. Nah, man, everybody don't need to strap up. We need to be more responsible with guns. But I really want to get the sister's opinion on how she feel about guns. Because these are the things that Flav don't want to endorse. You know what I'm saying?
All right, but let me read this comment first. All right, here she comes. Here she comes. Hold on. Let me get you on. Okay. Tell me, Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all.
All right, go ahead.
Peace, sister.
Hello, how are you?
Hanging in there.
What was the question? Because I didn't hear it once I transferred over to trying to get on the link.
Oh, I was asking, how do you feel about guns in every household? And how do you feel about gun violence in urban neighborhoods? No, and I'm saying it purposely like that because for the listeners, some people might think we just be talking about black people. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Democratic and Republican stuff like that, and we talking about all people. You know.
I believe in the Constitution. It gives you a right to bear arms, so I believe in the right to bear arms as it stands. There needs to be some reforms of who gets what, but they don't have a good conversation going on that as of yet.
Right, and then you got your boy who actually know about what's going on. We're talking about Chuck D still on the original topic. You know what I'm saying? And he know his political. I'm pretty sure he and Bernie Sanders, he and Bernie Sanders' party have talked on some deep stuff that he can pull Flav to the side and say, this is X, Y, and Z. This is why. You know what I'm saying? But on the surface looking in, it's like, this dude ain't for black people. You know, on the surface level, on the outside looking in.
Okay.
I believe what I read was that Chuck D. I was a little bit confused who started the engagement because it looked like they were arguing over the brand being there, and they said that Bernie Sanders.
The original thing was yes, that's what the original thing was. The original argument is that Flav said he can't use that. You can't use that brand. You can't use that. Public. Chuck D said yes, he can. It's mine. So,
okay. So do you know what Chuck D did? So apparently what he did is he made a brand, Public Enemy TV. And that's what he had at the forefront representing on this for this cause was Public Enemy TV. not Public Enemy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So what Flavor Flav needed to do was to copyright, or apparently they didn't copyright exclusive use of the word Public Enemy, that this other one was able to take it and make a subsidiary Public Enemy TV out of it. And that's what he had that's what he presented to the Bernie Sanders campaign. It appears that the Bernie Sanders campaign, not understanding the nuances of it, put out the publicity in the name of Public Enemy. More importantly, they used the clock and the things that were synonymous with Flavor Flav, and that's when Flavor Flav had his lawyers join in, and that's when it became more of a dispute on the brand, what the brand was representing. But if they are an entity, yeah, but if they are an entity, the entity as itself, not one individual, but the conglomerate, the group of them, has to come to an agreement as to what they would represent.
But
right. But and I think the firing was like, it was too premature. You know what I'm saying? Because they supposed to at least off the screen, off Twitter, off Instagram, off social media, period. Away from the lawyers being brothers, said, hold on, man, we got to get this right. Because we are talking about
they were already arguing. But they were already entrenched in an argument that stemmed from a period of time when another event took place with Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, that was in the late 90s, though. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Flavor Flav was he was running around then being Flavor Flav. If you know what I mean. I don't want to put it on.
But all right, I understand, Monica, and thanks for the information. Very much appreciated. But I'm talking about morally now. I'm talking about morally. If you feel that way, and GJ Black Charm, you've been in music, so you know what I'm talking about. You know the ins and outs, so you know the contracts, you know what I'm saying. You know the laws of the music, so you know what I'm getting to. So just listen, hear me out. Everything and I want people to know, everything what Monica say, she's right about it. No doubt. But I'm talking about moral. You know that Flavor Flav was Flavor Flav. And you're going to wait till right now and throw him out. And even though morally, you know what he's talking about. You know what he's saying, Chuck T. And again, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care what people feel about me, but I'm going to stick to this, and I want people to understand it. When you let sexuality, when you let political parties of anything get around our culture, and especially around the struggles of our people, this is what you get. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Bernie Sanders is smiling his... He don't care. I don't care what anybody said. I'm a firm believer in this, and people can say you this and that underrated. Well, this is where I'm from. I'm for our culture, and that's how it is. Now, any entities that comes with our culture and stuff like that, I want to work with it. But to me, it's got to be more. It's got to be principles. And what happened around this and everything, Chuck D has never, for the last 30 years, even plus, he didn't show no loyalty to our culture. He haven't.
All right, y'all.
And I'm saying,
I got a meeting. I got to go to. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can I pick it up? Can I? Well, if you're on later, man, I'll pick it. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
With me and being patient with me, Mo Justice, and thank you, Underrated Darkness.
All right, man.
Anytime.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. Now, anybody that wants to get on the panel, feel free, because Underrated don't invite anybody on the panel for a lot. I don't. So you better take advantage right now. Anyway, how you feel, Mo Justice?
I'm feeling fine, but I don't know what's the old stuff that people are relating to inside of the chat. This is a new issue, and when I look at issues, I try to figure out what is the nexus here. What is the thing that is what is the cause? What is the root cause? And for me personally, distinguishing the brand is very important. So when you say underrated, they're moral, right? You're now taking an entity, Public Enemy, which is a brand, and saying the brand has a moral, it has a foundation, a moral foundation. Is it the moral foundation for all four members that establish that brand and that brand speaks in one voice? Or are they allowed to have their individual opinions? Because if they are allowed to have their individual opinions, when I used to have a television, I recall Flavor
Hey,
Flav.
hold on, Mom. Let Mo Justice finish. Then you can come in.
Okay. I
Okay.
just remember Flavor Flav being a joke. More than 911 is a joke, but just being a joke with all that love and Flav and whatever, whatever. And I immediately detached him from the Public Enemy brand and just said that's Flavor Flav.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Maybe if you came in after. I met Flavor Flav in 1990. I talked to him. Hold on, Sugar. Let me get you, Sugar Love. All right, Sugar Love. Hold on. Mute your mic, Sugar Love. Mute your mic. Okay. Oh man, Mom's on. Mute your mic, Sugar Love. Mute your mic for 1 second, please.
Huh?
Mute your mic. Okay, tag it. But like I said, I met. Okay, hold on, Mom. Let me get you on. I met Flav, and I know everything he's saying is true and everything. Flav, that's a D brother. And I talked to him about 10 minutes. The man actually gave me one of his clocks. He said, I want you to rock. Cause I told him that y'all lost my pops and everything. Yeah, before that and everything. And I like what you're doing and stuff. And he even said, what's up, Chuck D? I said, Chuck D, what's up? Yeah, what up? That's a Griff and all that. Matter of fact, one of his clocks, he makes sure all of them sign their autograph at the back of his clock. And he said, he put it on, he said, rock that, man. We coming. And so, and I understand what people want to say about Flavor Flav, but I didn't get that from him. Now, we all go through our thing, and I'm not making no excuses because, Flavor Flav made some mistakes. But I'm saying, though, he been sold for over 10 years. That should mean something. And like I said before, I'm not letting Chuck D off the hook. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna let him off the hook because if you talking about fight the power, now I know they made other hits a year before that. I get that, but you talking about fight the power. That means you fight against the establishment. That means you fighting where we're trying to get what we have as a people. And that's all, and that's it, So, Sugar Love, welcome, Sugar Love. How you doing? Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
Yeah, I just didn't understand when I'm trying to find what did she say about Flavor. What did she say about Flavor? But the issue is Flavor Flav always been the same. He has always been the same. But Flavor Flav was the one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we're exactly. But maybe she needs to check out Am I?
We can hear you. Go, keep on speaking.
I just
Okay,
think that maybe
check this out.
do more research
I'm
on
gonna go
Flavor
back
Flav. That's
a
Flavor
few years of this
Flavor
cooning
Flav
thing
is a
twice.
brilliant man.
Okay,
Maybe she needs to do more research
for reference,
about
Hold on,
Flavor
hold
Flav is
on.
one.
Hold mom's the one. After Sugar Love you finished, then mom's the one. Go ahead.
Yeah, Flavor Flav is one of the ones that got
so
the
go
group
back,
together.
take a look at the picture of the athletes conference with Ali, Bill Russell, and all that. There's his brother standing over Bill Russell in the portrait.
Yeah, me.
Mexican brother. He's a Trump supporter now.
Oh, you got I hear some feedback.
Okay, am I good now?
Yeah, I think you're much better than.
At one point, before
Oh,
he got
mom's the
murdered,
one. Ooh.
and he said,
Okay.
"How many of y'all are willing to do what you got to do to take over America?" Blah 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 blah. Half stand up, half stood up, half of them sat down. He said, "Well, the half that sat down," he said, "those are the ones that's not gonna do anything." So right then and there, we knew we was at a loss for cause. You understand? So it all starts right there, brothers.
And
And
sisters.
you know, listen, it's just the way it is.
Okay. All right. All right, Monica,
All right.
you could jump. All right, go ahead, Sugar Love. After Sugar Love, you Monica, you could jump in too, please.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but Flavor Flav was one of the ones who started Public Enemy. Without his influence, there would not be no Public Enemy. Just Chuck D was the voice. But as far as putting it all together, Flavor Flav played instruments. Flavor Flav was one. If it wasn't for Flavor Flav putting on the tapes and the year boy, you know, they all their energies become one. And so even though he may own the name Public Enemy, but yes, I agree with Flavor Flav. If you wanted to sit up there and say you support Bernie, then you should have said it was you. Once you put Public Enemy up there and put anything that's containing any other part of the group, you now have involved them in that election. Soon as you show that clock, you're not thinking of Chuck D. When you show that clock, you're thinking of Flavor Flav. When you think, as soon as you show that you're militant, you're not thinking of Chuck D. You're thinking of Professor Griff. All the elements together makes Flavor Flav. And it's no coincidence that for some reason we had Rakim who sat up there and said, I'm not throwing Eminem in this, but I'm just saying there's no coincidence that all our hip hop artists from the beginning is throwing each other under the bus. There's no coincidence Big Daddy Kane said, oh, Eminem is like the Kobe Bryant. And then Rakim had something to say. Then Track had something to say. Now we got Chuck D. And it's all being done in public. That's no coincidence that they got them buck dancing now. It's no coincidence. But we're not going to sit up here and talk about Flavor Flav like we didn't notice about Flavor Flav 30 years ago. There's nothing that you're saying about Flavor Flav in 2020 we didn't say in 1988. But Chuck knew who he was dealing with. He had plenty of shows before, in the beginning, in the middle, and now. When he was high, he was on drugs. He just said everybody in their family got a Flavor Flav, and we're gonna have to deal with Flavor Flav. And he has put on shows plenty of times without Flavor Flav. So why all of a sudden now you put that out in public? Because you buck dancing. You buck dancing. And Chuck is my man. But you threw Flavor under the bus for a reason. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you own the name. Okay, that's fine. So why you use that man clock? Why you talking about the militants and everything that Public Enemy stand for? So if we're speaking upon everything that Public Enemy stands for, then that includes Terminator X. That includes the Shacky Brothers. That includes the Bomb Squad. That includes Flavor Flav, and that also includes Chuck D. You can't have one element without the other. Every element makes Public Enemy. So you can't say he can do that because he owned the name. Yeah, you own the name, but you still including everybody.
Come back, Monica. Oh,
why was that done in public?
Yeah.
Time.
Okay. You can go, Mom, Mr. One Guy.
I was using time as a reference.
My apologies.
That's all. And this is nothing new. You understand?
Oh, wow. That sounds bad, Mom. So you gotta get a little clearer than that, brother. Yeah, Matthew Valentine, thanks for coming. Yeah, you're right, Tom Malone. And see, this is the thing that yeah, and I know there are some sisters, some queens said that Flav mess with white women. Got a point. You got an excellent point. But like Sugar Love said, and I have to agree with her, Chuck D know what's going on all these years. Just like I salute to you, Matthew Valentine. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder, Chef JT, not the chef in the kitchen. I'll be chefing up information. Respect my existence, respect the underrated one. Is family existence, respect the LBBC existence, the family that stands for Lions Den Boxing, and also basketball community. Now to get back to this, that now because I want to go back on Professor Griff, why Chuck D did not protect him. As we know, Professor Griff always banging against the establishment. He had books, and so he was like reading. He was like a bookworm for our people. You know what I'm saying? He was stating facts. And if you remember, Mr. Farrakhan had two books about, I can't even say it because I'm in library, but you know what I'm talking about. Two books that talked about the things against our people. And what happened was he was stating certain things of different books what happened. So one of the Jews had took a snipe out of it and say this what happened what it says. Oh, this was represent with it. But what Professor Griff said, listen, I'm going by what the book is saying and what we going through right now. And then what happened was the media has not protect Professor, did not protect. So Chuck D was pressured to let him go. Kind of find out, I thought it was like freedom of speech. And what happened was it was an outlaw of the hip hop community, including myself. And so for me, after that was going on, then we start seeing things really changing up the brand of Public Enemy. You see Terminator X is like nowhere to be found.
But you gotta remember, underrated one, you have to remember our history. And for some reason, we cannot forget that what Public Enemy did was they made us, they put names in their songs to make us, hey, who's this person? Who's that person? So we started getting more education listening to Public Enemy than what we was learning in school. The powers that be in the industry doesn't forget these things. You know, that So of course they're gonna make him buck dance because he has to pay for all that good he put into the community.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they have to flip it. They have to flip it now. Because in 1980, I mean, remember we was black medallions, no gold. They had us calling each other kings and queens and gods and princes and
Mm-hmm.
we was on a whole different level. The powers that don't forget nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So now everything that we were like, okay, we made him a leader or supposed to be leader. So of course they got to take these leaders down. So it's really not about Flav or Griff. They gotta take down that voice piece. Because when you start listening, they're just like what's going on when they had the thing going on with Lord Jamar. And I'm like, how do y'all turn on Lord Jamar? His content is totally different from Eminem content or whoever's content. Look how quick we turn. They make sure we turn on each other, but that's because of their previous songs that enlightened us.
Mm-hmm.
So Public Enemy enlightened us. It made us feel, fight. Every time you say the word fight the power, you feel a certain way. So their job is to tarnish that. So they made, him buck dance. They made him buck dance. And that's what they're doing with all our older artists. Even when it came down to Big Daddy Kane, he was calling himself the Asiatic. When Rakim came out, so a lot, and even, I'm not gonna say Lord Jamar, you gotta say like the whole group itself, but anybody that promoted anything that was Black power, the powers that be don't forget. So now they have to tarnish that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to also keep that in perspective, keep that in mind.
So who is they?
Who is they? If I knew who they was, I would say the name. It's whatever powers that be. That is something that have always happened to Black people. It's a known fact. Soon as we promote something that's good, if they don't take you down now, they will take you down later. If you do your history on Black people, you will always see that.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Okay. Muhammad's the one. So he still go on. So well, I'm gonna say this till he get on. Art, if you want to get on, you can get on. If you want, all right, go ahead, Muhammad's the one.
No, I'm just saying, just make my point. That, we can never be looked at in the same light, especially when it comes to athletics. That's been for years.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Tom Brady. Man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, too much noise. Too much noise, Muhammad. One.
Oh, I'm sorry, I dropped my phone.
Oh.
Yeah. But look at him all these years. You understand? So that's why you have to be very careful. Now.
Well, I would say you can hear me, Sugar Love.
Yes.
But I yeah, everything that y'all saying is facts. Even like you talk about Flavor Flav, is facts. Mr. White Woman. Okay, I get that. Okay, I get that. You're right. But I'm saying, goes back Chuck D. Chuck D, you know what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you one thing too. When Flavor Flav offered, he was asking for help. Where was that, Chuck D? These are facts. Now, people don't like when I say this, but this is true. Me living in New York, I know stuff. I know people in the entertainment business. that work closely with Public Enemy and other rappers and all that. So what I'm saying, these are documents. Chuck D has not throughout the years was on Flavor Flav, even Professor Griff. These are facts. And now where we at right now. Now we see another political party comes between our culture. And that's sad. And this keep on happening again and again. And people think, oh, it just that happened in hip hop. No, it happened back then too. Okay, so we talk about stats. I could talk about stats records. I can go on. Hey, Malik Hill, beloved, thanks for coming. So, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a special on the underrated music talk about that too. Now it's time. It's time to really turn it up because it's just down today like Big Mike. We ain't touching Big Mike yet. I mean, DJ Black John touched on it because he lives in Atlanta. He knows what's going on in Atlanta. So here's Big Mike. He the one talk about, oh yeah, we need to fish. We need to do this for our people. But you don't hear Bernie Sanders talk about our agenda for our people. But you want us to endorse them, right? You want us right here to throw anything. So my thing is this, that you can quote scriptures. You can talk about NRA all you want. You can say, oh yeah, we need to fish for our food and everything. Hold on.
Yeah. We lost your sound.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, no sound, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, family. And so it's open panel. Let anybody know it's open panel. You see the title. Only you just see the title. It's open panel, right, Sugar Love?
Yes, sir.
It's open panel.
Nobody never said that Flavor Flav get a pass for dealing with Brigitte. But we're not going to forget that's reality TV. He didn't get a pass. And that issue has nothing to do with the Chuck D throwing him under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with Chuck D. And I love my Chuck D. But that has them being on a reality show and making that reality money. We don't even know if that was real or not. But that has nothing to do with him publicly throwing all his business in the street. We already know he did drugs or whatever. Now all of a sudden you want to point this out. And this is because he missed this or he been missing stuff. I remember before when he missed a concert. And Chuck D was like, y'all want to know what Flavor Flav is at? He gave out Flavor Flav real number and had everybody call Flavor Flav. So he always knew how to deal with Flavor Flav. Now, all of a sudden, he don't know how to deal with Flavor Flav. We're not buying that one. We're not buying that one. I can't hear you, underrated one. I don't know what the problem is.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you now. But do you remember that concert when Flavor Flav missed it? And Chuck D said, if y'all want to know why he not here, and he gave out Flavor Flav's real phone number. And everybody was calling him. He always had ways of dealing with Flavor Flav. So we're not buying it. We the people not buying this crap now. It's something else there. And I'm telling you, what is there is because of all of the lyrics that he wrote before against them. Especially said, picture me giving a damn. I said never. He was all the things he wrote. The powers that be did not forget. So now he got to eat. They're gonna make him. They making him eat some of the words that he wrote from before.
Okay, so let's get Muhammad the One and back in the piece. Anybody that wants to join, please come through. Silks, if you want to join, you can come on because the link is in the chat. So anybody want to come on, so get on the chat. It's right there. There's no special invites. Okay, Muhammad the One. Anything you want to say?
About Public Enemy?
Or anything to Public Enemy or
Well, to me that situation was kind of crazy. So
yeah. Well, you know what? Just like I always say, you know, this chat. I put it up there. Mom's the One. Mute your mics. Too much noise in the background, brother. Till you come back.
okay.
Mute your mic. You can stay right. You can right there. I'll say there's anybody that wants to join the panel. Go ahead and join the panel. It's an open panel. I would say that this could be a broader conversation. And we have to understand that it's not just Public Enemy. There's other genre of music has taken the size of either political parties or anything that try to come between our culture. And we have to understand the tricks they have been playing for a very long time. And it's been long before I was born. And it's still going to continue after. And I do want to talk about that a little bit too. How we guard against that in the near future. We know this is election year, so it's going to be a lot of craziness. It's happening. And we have to understand that by little, that our agenda is not going to be mentioned. And if they're gonna throw any agenda that could come between us, black man and black woman. We gotta guard against that very, very carefully. And we better talk about stuff like that.
Okay. Under everyone, because I'm not getting all of your
Hold on.
you go.
Hold on for 1 second. Let me get this person in. Okay, Eunice.
Hello, everybody. Go ahead to the sister that's talking. Go ahead.
No. What I was just saying, I'm not getting his notifications because I'm liking this topic. That's what I was going to say. You can go ahead, man.
Did people not getting the notifications?
No.
So I know that's what I'm saying. It's YouTube.
Because you brought up so many things. I don't know if you spoke upon it or didn't speak upon it because I'm not getting the notifications. That's, so we can have more of these type of conversations, That's all I was saying.
Oh, okay.
You can go ahead, sister.
Okay. It's YouTube. You go ahead, Queen. Go ahead, Eunice.
Hello, everybody. Hey, brother. I'm not going to be up here long. I'm not going to be up here. Thank you for the smile, brother. I won't be up here long because I was working out. So, I got things to do. But both brothers are wrong. And what I don't understand is if if we knew about Chuck D a long time ago, why now, being that the election is coming up, why we want to bring up this now and address it? Because to me, they are both wrong. Because when Flavor Flav did his reality show, when he was willing to be with these white women, and even though it's a show, once you want to be with white women, you already compromise the culture automatically. Because if you're about your culture and you're about our black people, there's no way in the world that you should be up there being hugged up, kissing, or even wanting to be with other races of people, or in this case with Flavor Flav, white women. So you can't give one person a pass of what he is doing now, and not give the other person, a pass. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
understand what I'm
This should
saying.
have been addressed a long time ago when Flavor Flav did what Flavor Flav do. Now we all know that money talks. It's just what it is. Money talks. If Chuck D is doing this because of the money or whatever, okay, fine. But so did Flavor Flav. He did what he did for money. So I mean, just explain that to me right quick.
And let me put this out very quickly, sis. We're not giving none of them a pass. We talked before you got on. We talked about Flavor Flav, what he did wrong. We did. I banging on Flavor Flav too. They even people in the chat had banged on Flavor Flav. So we already covered that. But and I understand about the money and stuff like that. And I think two people should sit down and get this out.
Can I just ask her one question?
No. Hold before you ask that question. Let me say this.
Okay.
That for me, because I don't want to get. I'm not saying anybody on the chat, and I'm not saying anybody on the panel. I don't want to get caught up in no feelings. I don't want to get caught up in that because my thing is this, that it's sad, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna drop this. I want to go on to something else. What Flavor Flav did in the past is wrong. There's no ifs and buts about it. And he been on drugs, hurt his family, but at the same time, he beat drugs, and he been sober for over 11 years. In this system, that should be celebrated. Just as Chuck D should celebrate it, even fight the planet and back in '88 and fight the power and stuff. They so I commend both of them. And I believe both of them is wrong. But this is my thing here. And sometimes we do miss this point. It goes for a black man, it goes for a black woman. I don't care what gender it is. In my eyes, when you cross the culture that the real ones support you, and you know the conditions of our people, now I don't care you're a black man or black woman. To me, that's a problem. And we have to understand that. Because let me tell you this, and I'm saying this because it goes to me too, because when I was younger, I had to understand this too. Sometimes get in our feelings. Sometimes we missing the movement and we missing the point. And I'm talking about for me. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm all about the culture. Now, there are certain things that's buck dancing and white women. Yeah, we got to address it. Yes, we got to address it. I'm not totally in agreement with that. But I'm saying there's a problem of our people, of our culture. Our culture be watered down for a very long time, even beyond hip hop. I'll be 54 in June, so I know about R&B, classic R&B, soul, and all that, and how they play these games. And then we see the hip hop, and also we see how this culture is not respecting the real singers and arrangers back then has put it down for our people. And for me, is this. There are some people, and I'm glad people coming on the panel, and I'm glad people in the chat. I appreciate. Thanks, Silks, for that. I appreciate that. Thanks you so much. I appreciate that. This should be a broader conversation, and I know it goes for me too. Of this channel, I gotta keep on set example. This is serious, family. Our culture is suffering right now, and our young ones have to deal. They don't know, and we cannot let other people in the media to say they're gonna tell the truth, because they're not. Especially the one look like us, they're not gonna tell the truth. Black men or black women, they're not going to tell the truth. I'm telling you like this. Look at Daniel Woods. A brother got executed for nothing. I did a live about that. Information man, I first heard about, I knew about the story, but I really heard about it when he did it the day before yesterday. And he came on my live yesterday to talk about it. And I didn't talk about, I'm not talking about the ones I'm not talking about the ones on the panel. I'm not talking about them. But what I see of my eyes, visual never lie, that I always say. Hardly nobody ain't talk about a brother that lost his life for nothing. But you know what they say about this? Oh, he did something. It was not squeaky clean. But the culture, man, I'm telling y'all. No, I got Malik Omar Silks. I got Malik Omar. I got him. Thank you. And for me, that's where I'm at right now. So Muhammad's the one I'm gonna get you in for a few. I'm gonna get you in. So Sugar Love, Eunice, jump on that.
But we was talking about. Oh, I'm sorry, Sugar Love. Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to ask you, because when you said that they both was wrong,
I ain't say both. I ain't say both. I ain't say both.
Eunice Eunice said they was both wrong because of him being with the white woman and that. But my thing is, when Flavor Flav went on to do that, the name of the show was called Flavor Flav. He did not incorporate Public Enemy. He did not show no parts of Public Enemy. That's why it was called Flavor Flav of Love. What Chuck D did was incorporated it like it was the whole entire group. See, that's a big difference. We seen him, but that was on Flavor Flav. So Chuck D had the clocks and everything there. You know, certain exponents of Public Enemy come from different people. If we see the militant, that's Chuck Griff. That's Professor Griff and his people. When you see the clock, you automatically think of Flavor Flav. So When he got all of them different things there, now you think it's the whole entire group. So that's why it wasn't about we should give him a pass because he messed with a white woman. No, that was Flavor Flav, and he let it be known that's me, Flavor Love. You didn't see nothing containing Public Enemy. You didn't hear nothing about fighting the power. You saw him and him only, and that's all that he was saying that Chuck D should have done. He was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do, but don't add in all these Public Enemy exponents when we don't have nothing to do with that. You want to run, that's okay. But once you start showing different things, certain symbols that's containing me, now they're going to think I'm down with it. You know, you want to own the name, okay, but you know, you can't have one without the other. But the difference is it was called Flavor Love. He didn't say Flavor Flav from Public Enemy doing reality TV. He made a distinction there. And that's what Chuck D did not do until Flavor Flav called him on it. And the other stuff, we got to do some more lives on that other good stuff he was talking about how our culture is getting watered down. Oh, I can't wait to do a whole new thing on that. But I just wanted to let her know what the difference was between what Flav did and what Chuck D did. But the floor is yours, Junior.
Well, people already talk about that in the past and everything. I even did a live on it, but it wasn't that many people was really intrigued. I know Self was on it. We talk about it and everything. Mom is the one we talk about. Even your nieces talk about it and everything. So I do talk about stuff like that. It just people is not really doing it. But I bring it back. But I think
we need to do more.
That's right. Well, it made no sense to do more. People's not going to be interested in doing like that, but I understand though. I will bring it back though. I am.
Okay.
So your niece, go ahead, sweetie.
Okay, I understand what Sugar Love is saying, but again, we're talking about culture, and when you're talking about culture, whether it's Flavor Flav, even though it's named Flavor Flav's show, he still went against the culture. He still stands for a brand. He still stands for Public Enemy, regardless. And Public Enemy stands for fighting the power. They all about our people. Has nothing to do with them being with other races of people. It's all about our people. He has crossed over just as well as Chuck D did. So we can't sit here and just turn the eye that this brother went against what he stands for. He stands for Black people. He stands for that culture. He compromised that culture once you were with white people, whether his own show or whatever. Because if that's the case, if he wanted to be with white women or whatever the case may be, then he should just separate himself from Public Enemy, because he no longer stands on that brand. He no longer stands for what he had always believed in. Mm-hmm. So he had compromised that from then moving forward. That's what I'm saying. If we're talking about culture, he is wrong for that, and he shouldn't get a pass either.
Right, but like I said again, sis, we talk about that. We talked even before you came in. Me, Sugar Love, and DJ Black Charm, we talked about that. We talked about what wrong that Flavor Flav did. We talked about it.
But brother, remember, I wasn't here, so I didn't hear what y'all was talking about. Or I wish I was here at the beginning, but so I can because maybe if I was here at the beginning, maybe I would be able to have a little different stance. But
I'm just saying, sis, you know me. I'm just saying this, that's all. Cause I love you. You know that. I just want to put you on. That's all.
I love my brother. You know that always.
Hold on, fam.
I'm not sure if you know what your voice is carrying, and it's loud. So that's if you keep your voice down, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Oh, nice to meet you, Eunice.
Nice to meet you, Sugar Love. Nice to
We
meet you
didn't
as
say
well.
hello. We didn't even say hello to one another. How you doing, Queen? Um, I understand what you're saying about the culture. They represent the culture very well, and I don't think at any point in time they were saying that we only need to be with predominantly black women. But like I said, what Flavor Flav did, he does not get a pass. But he still did not throw. We figured upon it being personally. He still did not throw Chuck D under the bus. Chuck D threw him under the bus. Now we're going to speak upon Flavor Flav. What you're saying is 100% correct. We cannot dispute that. But he did not throw. He may threw the culture, but he didn't throw Chuck D under the bus. Chuck D threw him under the bus for the next man. It wasn't about money. He could have still got that money. He could have still made that money. He didn't have to throw his brothers under the bus. The same way Flavor Flav went and made that money and did not throw his brothers under the bus. Okay. And just like Flav said, 35, we've been on not 35 years, they've been a group. They was friends before it was a public enemy. So remember when he threw Professor Griff under the bus, and he wasn't with no white women. So it's not, I can say this is first time throwing somebody. This is your second time you threw two predominant people that was with you under the bus, under pressure, and under the other man. That's all what we're trying to say. We're not giving Flavor Flav pass for messing with Brigitte.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
When I shake in my head, it had nothing to do with y'all. Because I'm at the library, somebody said something, it had nothing to do. So I shake my head and frown, it had nothing to do with anybody in here. It's just that I just don't like nonsense, man. I just, go ahead, man. Our people, man. Be fair, be fair. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about not the ones in the chat, and not the ones on the panel. I'm not talking about y'all. This is totally different what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll bring it up in a few minutes. Y'all keep on going. Y'all keep on.
No, I'm ready to jump off. I have, like I said, I just finished working out, so I gotta get in the shower. Get my little sweaty tail in the shower. But Sugar Love, it was nice talking to you. Thank you so much. I love being on panels where people can talk, sensibly without going at each other's throats and catching feelings and all of this other crazy stuff. So I appreciate you, sister. Brother, underrated.
Yes.
You already know. Much love, always. I'll be talking to you soon. And I would like everybody in the chat and on the panel to have a safe day. Mm-hmm. Okay. And always do something productive. All right.
Okay.
Peace out.
Peace. God, Muhammad hit that. But we're gonna keep on going. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. Oh, hold on. Yeah, you're right. You're right for soldier. Just Mom's the one I keep on hitting you and everything. Hold on. People, man. Keep on bouncing. Go ahead, Sugar Love. But let me see. There's something I want to say though. But anybody that wanted to join the panel, feel free, please. Yeah, y'all can get on the panel. The link is in the chat. Y'all can get on and everything. But you get what I'm saying is that we're on the attack. And the sad thing about our culture, for us as people, on one, the young ones need to be educated what's going on. They have to know because they don't know. And I'm not saying some of the grown-ups is not educating them, because I believe the majority of us is, and a lot of young ones do not want to listen. But we got to keep on, because they feel that wherever they get, they included, and they're not.
Underrated one. Well, you know,
Yes.
I know the story has been, I don't know if you spoke upon it already, but, you know, I've been in like 50 million arguments over this, but healthy arguments. Because like I said, it's no coincidence that all of our elders are now either it's like they all are buck dancing around the same time. Just like it's like they purposely asking them questions to buck dance. Like when you why would you ask like my man Rakim about how do you take yourself off the Mount Rushmore and put Eminem? And then when they asked Big Daddy Kane that, and my thing was, first of all, I mean, if it was going to give who is the Kobe Bryant of hip hop, first of all, we all have to remember that. I mean, I think that title, if you're going to give that title to somebody, that title should have went to RZA. RZA is the only one.
Thank you.
RZA is the only one that title should have went with if you're going by working with people. But it's just no coincidence that they got all the older people buck dancing and giving up our status in hip hop. Like Big Daddy Kane, like where would you get? Why is it? First of all, Eminem, he's in an era where he has no competition. So if he has no competition, of course he's going to be looked at as the best. But I see that you're trying to Elvis us all over again, and that's what I see that is happening. Getting Elvis done all over again to us.
Okay.
So next time you see hip hop, you ain't gonna think of Chuck D no more as that person that was revolutionary. When you look at that Mount Rushmore, when you look at hip hop, now you're going to see Eminem there. So now that takes away from Mary Mel, that now takes away from Kaz, and now that takes away from Kumo D, and you know, I mean, how it's like now they're all being erased, and hip hop is now starting with Eminem. I'm like, Eminem was going against a bunch of mumble rappers. Of course, he's gonna look. They got it put that way to make him look like he is the best. There's plenty of other people that can, you know, who can spit better, way more better verses than him. But and then you got this with Chuck D. This is no coincidence.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So we get watered down to the T.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That Jay Cooley, my LDBC brother, that's what Lions Stand Boxing Community. That's my LDBC part of the LDBC family. Like I am. Thanks for the donation. I really appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to pass the truth, man. Somebody say something, man. These people, man. All I have to say is be fair, man. But I see like some of my people, man, they. But
when you heard that comment, what was your take on that? When Rakim and Big Daddy Kane endorsed Eminem and didn't endorse none of their own kind. What was your take on that?
I ain't flowing with that. I'm with Lord Jamal. He's a guest of our culture.
Yeah.
And let me put this out there too. If you go to V Black TV, Lord Jamal, he said he was about like a few days ago. Eminem agreed with him.
Now I saw the interview, but the thing wasn't what Eminem said. The thing was, look how quick all of us turned against Lord Jamal. first of all, Lord Jamar content and Eminem content is two different contents. You cannot compare them both. And look, Brand Nubians was about us. They threw in the mathematics, they threw in that science, they threw in the things that when Eminem does, he doesn't. We started this from the ground. His struggle and our struggle is two different struggles. So you could, how do you go against somebody who spoke upon your troubles? Eminem ain't got nothing to do with that. His content would never be true, authentic hip hop content. It could never be because you ain't had nothing to do with it. So you is a guest, but to make him the best, no, these are two different contents. What could Eminem possibly say that's going to better me and my people?
But
what can?
But Sugar Love, you gotta understand that you already know. Maybe I know it's a reminder to you. Now, how old are you, if you don't mind to ask?
21.
Okay, 21. So, all right,
Not really, but I'm just gonna stay that way.
No. You 21. We're gonna say you're beautiful 21 because I'm not gonna get in no trouble. I don't want. Oh, darling, I like that. Damn, you fine ass 21. You know, stop. But I could say this though. You are a mature 21 that talks about hip hop and other things. Let's be honest, and I'm talking about as a black woman. You don't find many 21s talk like that.
No, I'm not really 21. I was there when hip hop was created. I was there before hip hop. I was just joking. You know, women don't tell the age. But I was there before it wasn't hip hop.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. How many black women that is willing to talk about hip hop like that? Not that many. Come on, we gotta keep it fair. Even black men. Let's be honest. It's not that many. How many ones? I ain't talking about the ones in the chat, and I'm not talking about the ones in the panel. How many that's gonna be willing to engage in what we talk about?
Well, it's you know, I'm a hip hop.
Not that many.
I am the hip hop head. Like how my man Chef said hip hop started in the park. We used to do it out in the dark. See, I'm before that era. I'm when literally. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then when they say, you know, don't get me wrong, I love my Big Daddy Kane. I love my Rakim. But you're not gonna. Neither one is when they said that Big Daddy Kane would be the Julius Erving. No, all that prize go to Kumo D. How dare you guys make it seem like it's the lyricism and the fast talking and bringing in the mathematics and stuff. No, they got all of that from Kumo D.
And then let's not forget about Grandmaster Cash either. That's a Kennedy Grandmaster Cash.
And my man Melly Mel. So come on now, shana na, baby, please. And then even with the females, like it took for. I'm glad Shantae came out, but come on now, Shantae is really that will put you guys on the map. Shantae's skills will put you guys on the map. You know, so a lot of people they always going to Big Daddy, and you know I'm a Big Daddy Kane fan, but now come on now, even when you was younger, your main goal was to battle Kumo D. And Kumo D was like, I ain't gonna battle you, little kid. Because if you remember this song, I know you remember Firm Biz by Jay-Z and AZ and Foxy. Now, before Kumo D, when he was with the Treacherous 3, they got a song called Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, I know that.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. When I tell you that is the blueprint for everything, and that was done in the 70s. That was done in the 70s. You hear lyricism, every component that Big Daddy and Jay-Z, everything comes out of that song right there. And they all had 3 different flows, 3 different cadences, and they bought that in the 70s.
You know what? And I'm gonna go beyond hip hop.
Come on, baby, let's go.
I'm gonna tell you like this, when the late great James Brown, I think it was 1734, he said, "We came from slave ship into championships. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I was done. I was done. I would." He said, "We came from slave ships into championships. I'm done." I said, "Yo, that's it. No, stop. Stop. No. I was like,
I totally agree, but we took the freaking dirt and we cultivated that dirt and made some plants grow out of that dirt that they thought was useless. And to see where now it all consists of, because matter of fact, when Eminem first was coming out, he was sounding just like Master Ace.
Yeah.
And before he started biting other people, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why they don't want old school people to really, that's why they want to turn the young against us, because we lived it. We don't have to read a book. We don't have to hear from hearsay, he say and she say. We lived it. So they don't want us to get some real stories out there.
I could tell you, I could tell you another line. James Brown, he made this song "Get on the Good Foot." That's one of his. He said, "We gonna take Afro band straight up and band, come up and party stop." I was done. I was like 6. I heard that, I was like, Afro band straight up and party. No, stop, man. James Brown, you hurt my head. Man. Stop playing. Now, man, I told people like, I used to hear stuff I like this, but get back to hip hop. You were right. I was there when hip hop was born. I was born and raised in New York, so I seen it.
Me too, honey.
Right, exactly.
I was born and raised in it too, and then being that I call myself a true New Yorker, because I was a borough hopper. I was a borough hopper. Yeah, I'm a borough hopper, because you got family in every borough, so I was a borough hopper. So I know the dynamics that it was in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, and Manhattan, and in Queens. But I'm a borough, and I remember when when we didn't have we were taking our. When people always say, just like the lady from Sylvia, the one who did Sugar Hill Records. People forget to mention her too. And she helped birth hip hop. And Kaz wrote all of what you call it lyrics for Rappers Delight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, so she goes way back to the 1940s of Sylvia Robinson. And it wasn't for Kaz and his lyrics, which people like to forget, it wouldn't be no hip hop. And then you don't even give my man Curtis Blow no shine. And he's the first artist to go gold. He's the first artist to move to California. He was the first. Curtis Blow was the first of a lot of stuff. So,
but see, this is the thing about it that you have to understand too. He was the first of everything, but he did not have a long career. That was not his fault. It's just that hip hop along the way made some promotion mistakes. No,
he still was writing for others. That's not him as a face wasn't there, but his pen was still there.
Right, that's true. But I'm talking about individually. He didn't, he didn't work, but he's one of the first ghostwriters for hip hop. People don't understand, don't go get it either.
First one in the commercial.
Yep.
But you have to remember too, the demands that this when the industry crossed over and them different demands came in. Some of them said, I'm out. You understand what I'm saying? I got to start doing all these things to sell a record. I think I better leave this alone because he was in it when it was pure. And then once some other people, and it got incorporated, and they had to start doing things. When they had to start doing things to keep making these records, it's not pure no more. So that's why a lot of them left. But like I said, we don't give my man Kumo D and Busy P enough credit. Them two right there changed hip hop.
But Sugar Love, like again, you gotta understand these young ones. They don't go see. You gotta understand this. Oh, Dad, I ain't see you in a while. What's going on, bro? You gotta understand. I mean, what's going on? You gotta understand this. I call this a microwave society. They only go back just 20, 25 years. That's it. They don't go back 30 years and beyond.
They're not going back.
They don't want to. They don't want to. They're
not even going back 20 years. That's too much.
That's my point. That's my point.
They're not supposed to, because if they did, then they wouldn't have made it easier for Eminem. You understand what I'm saying? They systematically had to make it easier for Eminem, because look at all the people he's supposed to battle. All mumble rappers. Come on.
But see,
they had to make it easier for anybody to get in. So they dumbed us down from our craft, and it pulled us. They took what we did. They pulled that from the tree. They pulled the roots from the tree. So you don't know how the craft goes. So now anybody can join in. See, that's what they did. Because Eminem is the greatest. I'm like, who's Eminem competition? Who's the competition? He has no competition. So of course he's going to look like the light shining armor of lyricism and telling stories and this and that. I'm like, oh, please. But that's the way, like I said, I call it Elvis. And he even has a verse in one of his songs where he said, he says, I'm worse than Elvis. He says, and I wrote the lyric down. He says, no, I'm not the king of controversy. I'm the worst thing from Elvis Presley to do black music so selfishly and to get wealthy. That man in a lot of his songs, he's letting you know. This is his own lyrics. And what that man said, he's doing. Because we all know what Elvis did. And he's letting you know he's worse than Elvis. How do you argue that? How do you argue that?
There's no, well, like, and then we will talk about, Eminem and everything. Well, I don't want to talk about no more. We don't even talk about the Beastie Boys.
Well, we had Beastie Boys, but at least the Beastie Boy, not one person, a black person, at least we could say, it wasn't Nas, but thanks to MC Search, we saw Nas, with the Beastie Boys, we at least we know that they was trying to copy off of Run DMC, so you still see a connection there. But it's a difference because they're trying to Elvis us again. And it's up for us not to go for it. And I just couldn't believe all the videos from black people that was going after. I'm glad Lord Jamar held his ground.
But see,
he held his ground.
Yeah, but see this.
And right here bucked.
Yeah, but see this. Yeah, but this the sad thing about it. Not a lot of old heads. Michael said a lot of people like in our age group. I'm gonna say in our age group, and I'm talking about hip hop. It's not standing with them. Now, if you look at rock and roll, forget about it. You come after them, all of them come after you. All of them come after you, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
But see, that's what, again, they have to do hip hop the way they did rock and roll, because
they're not ready for it.
Rock and roll started in the black church. Let's
No
not
doubt.
forget.
I talk about that.
It started right when they told us to get out of their church. They didn't want us to get borders out here.
No.
And they separated the church. And then us black folks got together and started really praising. And we didn't need no beat or nothing. And they peeping in there seeing what we doing.
I'm like, yeah, I'm saying all you have to do, go. Yeah, go. That's what I'm saying.
And then Elvis even said, "Oh, I was looking at the," and then you know who, I'm sorry to say, you know who's the most common denominator in stealing our stuff? That daggone. Every time I hear a story with black people, you will always see, what's Mick Jagger's group?
Rolling Stones.
You will see the Rolling Stones with Muddy Wood. You will see him with Muddy whatever. You will see him Muddy Waters. You will always see their group and everything that we do. And he stole our songs. He stole Otis Redding songs. And the next common denominator you will always see is Eric Clapton.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's not just hip hop, though. If you go back,
I'll go with you.
I'm telling you, see, if people y'all want to know about stuff, go to my channel. I do the underrated music talk. I'm gonna go back now. I'm gonna take you way back into time.
Okay.
Now, in the British invasion, there's two British invasions. The first British invasion, that's with the Beatles, and somebody else I forgot. I think the Rolling Stones. The second invasion of the British into America, that was the Animals, and the Kinks and all that. Now we're gonna stick to the Animals. That's what Eric Burton. Now, let me give you a little history before I continue. Eric Burton helped discover war. All right. Spill That Wine, that's back in 1970. He helped wrote that. Now, after Eric Burton, well, I'm gonna get back to Eric Burton. I'm gonna get back to Eric Burton and the Animals in a few seconds, but just work with me here. Now we know war. If people know their history, war went on. To me, very underrated icons ever in music. Very iconic in the culture and everything. They did things. Let's say they had their own sound. So war went on, did great things. Now go back to Eric Burton. Eric Burton start war. I mean, not start war. I mean, start the Animals. Now, if you hear most of the Animals stuff, they first came out in late 63, early 64, going to 65. Mm-hmm. They played number of blues stuff, especially Bo Diddley stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the Animals had broke up like in, 65, 66. Okay? Now, Eric Burton came back with the new Animals. Now, that's when the Vietnam War really started getting intense. That's when they made the song Sky Pilots. Now, I think y'all should hear about Sky Pilots. That's real song right there. And I think that people just should pay attention. Go back to the Animals. It's the new Animals, I believe, in 67. And they made Sky Pilots. I'm telling you, if you would hear the guy talk, they from Britain. Now this is during the time.
Yeah, I know.
Now this is during the time this is the time. Right. Hold on. Okay, this is the time. Now this is the time. Okay, this is the time the Beatles start be iconic. That's when you had Paul McCartney and Paul McCartney and the late great John Lennon. They was writing all the songs. But now you got George Harrison, and the other one, Ringo Starr. They start writing songs too. Now they writing hits.
They stole the songs, but the key person in that would be the Isley Brothers.
Yeah, I got the Ozzy Brothers. I'm gonna get to the Ozzy Brothers, but I'm
They
saying
the
that
one brought up the young Jimi Hendrix.
right. That's
And
what I'm saying. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to
I told
that.
you, so wherever you take it, I'm with you.
I'm gonna get to that.
All right,
I did Ozzy Brothers too on the radio music, but
I got
now understand this though too. Now, with all this going on here, right? That's when the British invasion, like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, they start identifying what's going on in America. So on the low, they start making songs about us as a people, not in a bad way, but in a good way. But they had to do it in a rock and roll way. Now, when Sugar Love was talking about the Ozzy Brothers, now I'm gonna take it back to the Ozzy Brothers now too. Now, the Ozzy Brothers, like you said, the Ozzy Brothers discovered Jimi Hendrix. This back in '64. Now I'm gonna talk about the Ozzy Brothers a little bit too. Now, they did have a label named T-Neck. Now a lot of people think they had T-Neck back in the '70s. That is true, but they did have T-Neck back in the '60s. But what happened was there was a lot of dirtiness was going around there, and there was a lot of distribution. They was very, very racist. So what happened was they had to put that on the side, and they signed to Motown. Now little by little, Jimi Hendrix went on. He in the mid '60s he was like doing his thing, here and there, and then Jimi Hendrix blow up when he get here. Now, get back to the Ozzy. Before I get back to the Ozzy Brothers, now the Jimi Hendrix experience. Now I'm talking about in the late '60s. Now Stevie Wonder was the drum. He was a drum player for Jimi Hendrix experience. Now I want to throw that in. Now I'm gonna go back to the Ozzy Brothers. Now all along, now the mid '60s, now the Ozzy Brothers, they were down with Motown. They made a few hits at Motown. Wasn't really, they made it even Glass Night and the Pips too. Now after Glass Night left Motown, Glass Night did what they had to do. I'll get to Glass Night in a few minutes. But what the Ozzy Brothers did, they brought back their record label. T-Neck, that's back in '69. They did an outside concert in the old Yankee Stadium. They had Edward Hawkins singers and stuff and other ones. They were bringing other black acts out. That was they was known already, but they wouldn't have known. That's part of it. And also, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. They had two LPs out in '69. And now we're going to talk about the Ozzy Brothers bring their younger brothers in. Now they brought their younger brothers in, but they was not. They was mentioned, but they was not. They was part of the group, but they was not in the forefront. Now,
one was a brother-in-law.
Huh?
One was a brother-in-law.
Yeah, that's Chris. That's Chris Jasper. That's Chris Jasper. Right, Chris Jasper. Chris Jasper. That's Chris Jasper. He was married to one of the Ozzy Brothers' older brother, Rudolph's daughter. Right.
Okay.
That also now he's a past that point here. Now you remember the song "Who's That Lady," right?
Who's that lady?
Okay, I want you to hold that thought for 1 second. Who's That Lady? That was not the first version that the Ozzy Brothers did it. They did that in '64. It was That Lady. It was 2 minutes and 40 seconds back. They did that 9 years before that because Who's That Lady? They came out in '73. The version I'm talking about '64. That was on the early T-Net record. I forgot the distribution with them, so don't quote me on that. But that was an early T-Net label back in '64.
After they left Atlantic.
Right, I think it was Atlantic. Right. Okay, thank you.
No, they was on Motown, then Atlantic, then T-Net.
Right. So, but I'm saying, but they had T-Net back in '64. So that lady, they did it. That's their first version. That's 2 minutes and 40 seconds there. So now when they brought it back 9 years later, that lady, who's that lady? That's a crossover. That's one of the big hits, like in the 70s, even in the 70s. So, but all along, the Ozzy brothers always made songs to standify people. But they were so good. They were so good. They would make a lot. They had a lot of crossover hits. But they never stopped identifying our struggles. It'd be like fight the power. They always say about black love and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna get the Gladys Knight and the Pips. Gladys Knight and the Pips has been out in the early '60s. They made their songs here and there. And then Hurry to the Grapevine, people didn't understand that came out in the late 60s. Now, at that time, Gladys Knight and the Pips already been in the game going on 8 or 9 years. Now, you gonna make underrated open it up now. See, I'm giving you underrated music talk right now. I was supposed to do stuff like that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about it. Okay, now when Last Night the Pips started making their hits like in late '60s and early '70s. Now Curtis Mayfield started coming into the picture.
Oh, that's a bad papa. Ooh.
All right. Now people that say, who Curtis Mayfield? Curtis Mayfield's in the Impressions. The early Impressions, they had it was him, the Iceman, Jerry Butler, and a few others. Now the few others later on formed. Now Jerry Butler went on, had an outstanding musical career, but outstanding solo career. I'm gonna get to him too. All this gonna be connected. All this gonna be connected when y'all find out. Okay, but get back to Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. With Curtis Mayfield Impressions, they did very good in the '60s. Very good. They had some crossover hits, people like that. I believe they in the Hall of Fame, I'm not mistaken. Now, Curtis Mayfield at that time, he made his solo debut of Curtis back in 1970, but he was still writing for the Impressions though. He left the Impressions, but he still write for Impressions because he had his own label, Cartoon Records.
Game is no joke.
Right. So he still was writing for the Impressions. He didn't let him out like that. He was giving most of the stuff that now Curtis Mayfield started coming into the picture. Now Curtis Mayfield came at Curtis 71. He came out The Roots. That's another LP. Now 72. This is big time, fam. I want you to understand it. He did the soundtrack of Superfly, written and produced by Curtis Mayfield. His longtime arranger was Jerry Pate. Now, who's Jerry Pate? Jerry Pate was also arranged in the early Impression songs throughout the '60s. Also, Curtis Mayfield did a little arranging too, but he did most of producing. Very underrated guitar playing too. Now I'm gonna skip around here. Curtis Mayfield had it. Now Curtis Mayfield did 3 soundtracks in the '70s.
Yes. My favorite one. Say my favorite one.
He did Superfly.
What's my favorite one?
That's 72. He did Claudine. That's 74.
That's my favorite one ever.
And he did Close Eyes. That's a 76. Now the song that you hear that Do Whatever How You Feel that Yvonne made first. Yvonne did not make that first. A late great Aretha Franklin did that first, and Curtis Mayfield wrote the soundtrack to that. So, but it was not really a big hit back in '76. But that's the song that Aretha Franklin sang that the late great Curtis Mayfield written and produced. Now we're going to get to Jerry Iceman. Jerry Iceman, all through the times, in the '60s, he did his thing. Met up with Gabriel Huff. Now, who's Gabriel Huff? They are Sounds of Philadelphia with Tom Bell and the rest of them and everything. And also, I talk about this on my underrated music talk when I did about Earth, Wind, and Fire, Sun Goddess. But I did talk about the history of Sounds of Philadelphia, but I'm gonna give you a song about that. So he met up with Gabriel and Huff, and then the 3 of them They wrote the time is like Western Union, man. Oh man, Western Union, man. And I forgot, but you can go back. That's like in 68, 69, 70. And then what happened was it was something happened about the royalties and the money. So Gamble Huff had to leave. Now what happened to Gamble and Huff? Now Gamble and Huff was making a mark back then in the 60s. Gamble and Huff first met with each other back in the mid 60s. You know, but they was like struggling. Now it's the free expressway to your love. That's by the what's that the soul, what's it? I think it's the soul something. I'm sorry if my mind slipped, but it's by this white group named the soul. But what happened, that was a crossover hit for Gamble. Also he wrote for Aretha, they wrote something for Aretha Franklin too. Mm-hmm. Now Gamble Huff, let me see. Kenneth Gamble, he's a Muslim now for a long time. I forgot the name he go by, so forgive me about that. But he had his own label, and also Leon Huff had his own label too. But they was like always co-signed with each other and everything. So, but what happened was Huff, his label was faded out, but he still got the Kyle off and stuff. So they still continue writing hits and stuff like that. So they formed Mermaid Records. From Mermaid Records. That's back. Right, that's back in 69. Right, that's back in 68, 69. But that did not last that long So all the stuff they do, they put it on now. North End Records. Now people say, what's North End Records? That's another label that they formed that they kept for 2 years. Now along the way, now that's when they formed Philadelphia International Records. Now that's when all the musicians, they became MFSB. That's mother, father, sister, brother. Now, before then, they used to call it the families, but you know, that was like with North End Records, you know, that's when like Ain't No Stopping Us Now, We On the Move, McFadden and Whitehead. Now, way back then, McFadden and Whitehead had a minor hit of North End Records. I forgot the name of it, so don't quote me for that. They had a minor hit, but they become part of Gavin Huff, songwriting and producing team now, and they start writing monster hits throughout the 70s. But they was part of R&B group too. I thought they had a minor hit. I forgot the name of it, but it was a certain. It was so now, what Sugar Love was really talking about the culture, how things are evolving here now. Now we start going through the 70s, right? And everybody mentioned that's when James Brown formed the JBs. Now, people say, "What's up with the JBs?" If you remember, Boosie Collins and his brother Phelps, they first came. They came from the JBs. Now, you know, they went on to do some great things. Funk in the 70s too. They need to be mentioned, those two. But they first came from the JBs. They came from the JBs. But what happened was James Brown had to throw him out because they both was on drugs. And Cage, all right, I'm gonna get you, Cage. And so what happened after that, Boosie Collins said it was a blessing he threw me out because it showed me, he let me know that you cannot be on drugs today. He didn't really care for them, you know? And so after that, that's when the JBs went on. And, you know, now the JB, a lot of people, the JBs, they in the Hall of Fame too. And, you know, James Brown went on, and I had to say this, man, we was in slave ships. Now we at the championships. I can't. James Brown comes up, stop that. That's the best line. Now, to understand this going on, now we getting back to the Isleys. Now. Oh, I forgot about Coon the Game. I can't talk about Coon again because that's another story. Now talk about the eyes. Now to talk. Mom's the one said don't stop. Mom's the one don't stop. But now the Isley Brothers, they did make some hits in the 80s now.
When I speak upon musically, what was spawned from them?
Who?
That's what was spawned, because we're speaking upon the British, the people from the British when they came in.
The British? What are you talking about?
That,
Say it again.
when they came in with our art, the people that were spawned from the Isley brothers, and they copied it. By the time they got here, it seemed like it was new, but they stole all our stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. That's now what she was talking about, Sugar Love, and the point and the stuff that I'm talking about, even in the 60s, now we're talking about the 70s. That's when the copyright started coming in. Now people say you can copyright a certain way to make sure that person get the notification, and you know they get the copyright money for it. But what happened was the blues, and the early blues and the early R&B singers. Why? Because she was talking about the other whites, they was copying. They was not getting the money. They was not getting the royalty. So at times they had to fight for it, but at the same time you have to have money to fight for it. So most of the time they was getting away. They was getting away from it and everything. And they thought a lot of people thought they did.
Even when Elvis Presley stole music, and nobody believed the black artist until Dolly Parton blew it up. When he stole the music, he didn't buy it. He stole it and he put his name on it like it was his song. And he tried to do that to the song "I Will Always Love You." It worked when he did it against the black people, but Dolly Parton like, no, I'm not giving you this song, and no, this song does not belong to you. So when he
what are you saying, bro?
Hold on. Who? Cage. Who's Cage?
I'm random, bro. I just came to you randomly. I came for one thing. I have to say something to you, bro.
Make it quick, because you did cut off the sister.
Your mind, I'm sorry for cutting you guys off, but your mind is extremely powerful. You don't understand. Everything's within your mind, bro. Like, you can boss up everything like so easily, bro. It's all within your mind. People are extorting your power, like mental slavery. You know.
Okay, have a good day. Crazy.
So sometimes that does happen. That when somebody finishes watching a video, it'll bring you on somebody else's live, and they like the conversation, they'll jump into it. That does happen. But yeah, because Elvis came in to take Jackie Wilson out. So when you had Sister Rosa Thorpe and the other sister, remember I told you rock and roll started in the black church. When they seen that lady playing that electric guitar, and they were up in there, and so they stole everything. And remember, we was already doing that with Ray Charles and everything. We already had them hips moving and everything else. White America didn't like it until they started dancing to our music, and then that's when they didn't want to call it R&B no more. And for them, that's where the name rock and roll came from. But everything that we're doing now come right out of that church. And they sat there, and they said that our artists wasn't getting the money in America, so they went over to London, and then they showed them how to play them guitars, Eric Clapton and Mick Jagger and them. They showed them how to all of that stolen. So by the time they got here to America, you would think that they bought something that was here already.
Yeah.
So that's why our people have to. We always got to keep mentioning that, because everything is always whitewashed. So we keep saying rock and roll. No, rock and roll is ours.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like I said on my underrated music talk, I broke down rock and roll, I broke down R&B, I broke down all that. Just go to my channel, look for underrated music talk. I do all that. Now we're gonna talk about the Ohio Players. Everybody thought the Ohio Players came out of the 70s. No, they came out in late 50s. They go by the name. I forgot that they go by, but I think the higher players. I think they use higher players. I think in '69 they made Observation in Time. Okay, and then I forgot the name of the record label. So, but they put out some stuff. Now, when they came to Mercury in '73, it was done. Now, but they was doing funk stuff with it. Even if you think of even if you think about Kool and the Gang, Kool and the Gang came out in '69 from Jersey City. In Jersey City, y'all gotta hear that LP. It's hot, but they one of the few bands that came up with every LP in the '70s. And but see, people don't understand what they're doing. So, but and then like J.T. Taylor. Now J.T. Taylor was part of composer of some of their stuff back in the early '70s. And so people don't know about it. They he just came on the scene in the late '70s. He been like off and on in the group, but he been part of. But he composed some songs back in the early '70s and the mid '70s. But with Kool and the Gang, why they strategically is not being respected, it needs to be respected. They already brought out the funk, few that came out the funk jazz and stuff like that. They wanted a few ones that they could play live. They have live band. They play live band. They even have live albums and then like that. But again, I want you to understand this. What Kool and the Gang was so smart strategically, and I'm talking about still keep their music pure and also keep it commercial. When they finally brought out J.T. Taylor, now we already know, and Kool and the Gang was great. Kool and the Gang was going on the iconic, level. We already know that. But when they were J.T. Taylor, was this? That's it. From the late '70s going towards, I said by '86, '87, Kool and the Gang was turning nothing but platinum, double platinum, triple platinum hits. LPs. There's no ifs and buts about it, but they stayed to the core. They stayed to their music. They made sure musicians and stuff like that. Very accountable. People say, "Oh, Kool and the Gang just came out." No, Kool and the Gang been out, and I'm talking about in the '80s now. Kool and the Gang been out there, and they should be. I think they should be in the Hall of Fame too. They made a lot of hits, and I'm not talking about in the '80s. I'm talking about in the '70s. Open Sesame. I'm talking about listen to the long version of Open Sesame. And there's another song that I don't think it was a hit. If Lives of War or something like that. I want y'all to hear that, man. Oh my goodness. But let me see. Where's another group? What I know about? But get back to Glass Night and the Pips. Yeah, I'm gonna get to Glass Night and the Pips. Glass Night and the Pips is one of the few groups that had hits in the '60s, '70s, and '80s. They did very well in the '80s.
Oh yeah.
They did very well in the '80s. They did very well in the '80s. And there's another group. Now, do I
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. He's still making money off Shout now. Ron Isley still making money off Shout. That's the only artist or band that's 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
And now let me tell you, and in the LPs that back in days, like in the early '70s, it was good. Now they get platinum off that now. So they making money, but the Isley brothers, they finally got into the Hall of Fame in '92. Salute to them and everything. And but get back on.
Well, look how they whitewash stuff so much. People don't even realize Shout comes from a black man. Once they put that in Animal House and And what's the people? Nah, nah, nah. I mean, people would never believe that particular song comes from black people. When you hear shout, you don't see a black man writing that song. This is I'm trying to say, keep it in the context of what what are we talking about? How everything is being whitewashed. When you hear shout, when you think of him, you think of all his maybe 70 songs or whatever. But even when you mention like "It's Your Thing" and all that other stuff, but just that one song shout, people do not know that come from Ronald Rising. You think it came from everybody else? We keep letting our stuff get. Why, even though we got the history and stuff, but that's why I say even if you have done. Even if you have done videos about these things before, it's always good to keep doing more because you may think of something now that you didn't think of before, but we have to keep preserving, our culture, our heritage. So even I will check out the things we have done before, but it's good to hear these different things that you're saying now also.
Well,
so please keep doing it.
I got some more stuff, but like I said some of the stuff for real. I'm underrated music talk. Monique Hill can tell you. Foot Soldiers can tell you. They've been on my stuff on the music talk. Now I'm gonna drop another Jew on you. You know who was the fifth before they really broke up in 1970? You want to take a guess?
No, go ahead, tell me.
The late
great. Who was I thinking?
The late great Billy Preston.
Oh yeah. I know that he played. Yes, I remember. I didn't know it was. I knew he played with the Beatles. Okay. He was a beast. Billy Preston was a beast. Yes, honey. Yes.
And he was already established before then. Okay, a lot of people. He also could sing back then too, but now a lot of people know he made Outer Space. Now a lot of people he made Outer Space. Now a lot of people don't know about this, and now we talk about black exploitation movies back then. That's what they say. Do you know that he did the soundtrack of Slaughter back in '72?
That I didn't know. But I knew he was with them thieving Beatles who stole everything. That I didn't know. I'm telling you that.
But they didn't steal. But they didn't steal from him though. Really, let me tell you, the last of the Beatles records, I'm talking about from maybe 68, 69, 70, Billy Preston got all credit on that. Facts.
Yeah. The way my man went out, though. But again, I told you, all this started from the black church. All this comes out of the black church. But yeah, that I didn't know. But I'm a history buff when it comes down to my people. I'm a history buff because I had to give them their thing.
I tell you, underrated one. Dab a little this, dab a little that. I'm just saying, I don't let it go to my head. Now people say why he became a fake Beatle, because at that time Beatle was in transition. That's when Paul McCartney, he started doing his solo career. That's when what's that group? Paul McCartney and Wings. Now they wasn't called Paul McCartney Wings at that time because he was doing it. They was backing him up. Then McCartney Wings came out like in, believe in 72, but they was out like about a year and a half or two before that too. So, but the last of the Beatles recordings, if Billy Preston was not playing the organ, he was helping writing stuff too. So that's when he became the fifth Beatle, because they all got along together. So when I say he got all copyright, yeah, he did. He did. And also too, the Beatles had their own record label, Swan Records, that they helped run back throughout the 70s too. And you ever heard James Taylor?
I was getting ready to get into James Taylor, but go ahead. I want to get to him because he on record, he's the first man who went platinum.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's John Taylor. That's John Taylor.
Right now, James Taylor had a group in '67, but they LP was like 190 something on pop and stuff. It was like, but you know. So what happened was when he was on Swan Records, he was a heroin addict, but he stopped. James Taylor, the white guy.
Oh, James Taylor. Okay, I didn't know you were about. Okay.
No, James Taylor. Now James Taylor came with Sweet Caroline. I think no, that was Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond came with Sweet Caroline. But I forgot there's another song. There was another famous song that he did, but the Swan Records. But he was so the Beatles dropped him because he was on heroin and all that back. But he cleared himself up in 1970. I forgot what record label he went on, and after that he started making crazy hits. Now, if you hear his song, if you hear his music, it's none but our music. But what's so genius about him? He was an excellent songwriter, excellent arranger. I gotta give him credit too. He was an excellent guitarist and stuff like that. But he made a lot of hits. James, look at him up, family. And he one of the few ones too that came up with every LP back in the 70s too. White boy bad. Hey, underrated when I lie to you. And also, too, get back to Billy Preston.
He came up under Little Richard. People forget Little Richard trained him.
And if people understand this too, if they remember the late great what's gospel singer named Mahalia Jackson?
Oh God, yes.
You know that he was 10 years old, played the organ of some of her recordings. Little Billy Preston, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Child prodigy. They call him the child prodigy. And that to understand this back in the 40s, and the 50s, a young black child, especially a young black man, you would not call a child prodigy just like that. He was a child prodigy. Salute to you, Malik Omar. Thanks for coming.
He worked with Sam Cooke, James Cleveland, the Beatles. We already know Little Richard.
Yeah. Billy Preston was a fifth Beatle early. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was a fifth Beatle. You if you go back what the Beatles was talking, I'm talking about in the late '60s. You hear they say, "Yo, Billy Preston was fifth Beatle."
Mm-hmm.
They didn't tell him that.
Well, he shouldn't have been, but good for them. Good, he shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been, but he was like you said, he shouldn't have been, but kudos, but he shouldn't have been because at that time, you know, we just wanted to be in the business. We did not understand to preserve our talent for us, but everybody wanted that crossover song. You know, they wanted to cross over, and once they crossed over, they didn't understand that they watered it down. They didn't understand you now watered your culture down. Because people may forget Billy Preston, but we're bringing them up. But nobody's going to forget the Beatles. And I think that's a mistake a lot of us made. We did not foretell the future, or our artists back then did not foretell the future. You know, you just wanted a crossover record, and then a lot of songs they don't understand when they took the songs and they sing it, it's gonna make it a bigger song. But they did what we didn't understand.
Just like
what we did.
Right, and there's another group named the OJs. OJs came out in '58. They was named after an old DJ named, I forgot his first name, But they named after because they couldn't find a name, so they added. He said they named they the OJs.
Oh yeah,
Now the
yeah. I remember that story.
Now,
I remember that.
Now you didn't know this part. The OJs was really struggling. It was four people. It was four people throughout the 60s. Now, when they finally met up with Gavin Huff, now again, I go back to Gavin Huff. That's when they had Mermaid Records. That's when they came out in 68. I mean, not OJ. I'm talking about label that I remember at 68, and you know, they made their thing back there too. They was four. Now, when the OJs, when Gavin Huff. Then they disbanded Mermaid in the 1970s. That's when they formed, because you have to understand Mermaid Records. When they formed Mermaid Records, their distribution was Chess Records. Chess Records. Then we heard you hear the movie say Cadillac music and stuff like that. That's about Chess Records. That's about Chess Records. So that's the same owner. What happened was he died of a heart attack in 1970. So Mermaid Records was gone after that. I mean, they had their records and stuff. ABC came into the picture. And I'm going to explain ABC Records in a few seconds. And that's when Gavin Huff formed Philadelphia International Records. In 71. Right. And so everybody from Philadelphia start forming and stuff like that. And you know, the rest is history. Now, also ABC Records had the Isley Brothers. Because like I said, go back to Isley Brothers again. They did have distribution of I forgot, I think it was Atlantic Records. I'm talking about in the 60s now, I'm talking about the late 60s. Also they had a distribution of Buddha Records of the T-Net label, but Buddha, some wrong Buddha. So that was a blessing in disguise. So ABC took them on as a distribution. Also later on, Earth, Wind, and Fire got the distribution from ABC too. So think about them three groups, and also there's others too. So ABC they did their thing, and then, but at the same time, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gavin Huff, and Isaac, they had their own record labels, but it was independent and stuff. But they needed distribution help them push their records. So so ABC was pushing their records. It would say ABC, but at the same time, also they had their records on their label and stuff like that. It was a gift and a curse, stuff like that.
It was also a gift and a curse too, being that you brought up one of my favorite men, Curtis Mayfield. The same rule applied when it came down to Isaac Hayes. Remember the Stax record, and they was the in-house. Okay, I told you, whatever. Okay, I'll give you the floor. You can have it, baby. I see your face. I see your face.
No, you're right. But Sax is a very underrated, because they had the parquets. They had the parquets. They had Booker T's and the MGs. Think about they was well-rounded musicians. And picture and then you gotta think about Isaac Hayes was the first one came out with classical music with R&B. That was unheard of.
Yeah,
Barry White said thanks for Isaac Hayes because at that time, Barry White, a lot of people don't understand this. Barry White, I'm telling you, Barry White wore a lot of hats in music back in the 60s. A lot of hats. He had a big family. He was an A&R person and stuff like that. And so.
Okay, Foot Soldier, my love, enjoy your day.
Thank you, Foot Soldier.
I remember when like I remember like I was born then, but I wasn't born then. But they used to, when the people from the East couldn't get that sound right, they took them straight to Stacks. When they couldn't get that, even when the people from the East, when they brought in a lot of the East Coast people, because remember
You talking about the South? You talking about the South?
No, they had to bring the people in from the East to bring them to Stacks to get that sound, because we didn't have it.
We did have it
from this people from the Stacks music, and like with Sam.
You talking about? Oh, you talking about Stacks? Oh, you talking about Stacks? Okay. I thought you talking about. I thought the East had the East had the sound.
No, the people from the East didn't have it, so they brought them out there. That's even down to Aretha Franklin, because when she first came out, she wasn't the Queen of Soul. She was singing. They had to bring her with I'm gonna show it to you.
She been out. She been out.
She always was a gospel singer and everything. Or when she did that song, I believe it's Dr. Feelgood or whatever song, they brought her out there to them too. Check that story out.
Yeah, I'm back. Nah, I just got some butter.
Just double check that story out. You're not gonna give out how good they did and how good the musicians were, you know, and the in-house, the same way, you know, like you said, my man Curtis Mayfield, they had their in-house crew, Stacks had their in-house crew, Motown had their I don't know who is. I'm trying to figure out who is the best. I don't know if they give it to Barry Gordy, because it was a Barry Gordy before it was a Motown, and all of his he wrote for Jackie Wilson and all the others before he even won.
Now you talking about VJ? Yeah, you talking about VJ Records now.
I'm not looking upon the records right now because I can't remember all the records.
No. That was a record group. That was a record company, VJ Records.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of how, you know, if we don't keep these videos going and the content going, how we is going to be us being whitewashed. You know, it's sad that, you know, it's up to hip hop now that we have now been compromised. We have now been compromised. We've been. I mean, I like I said, can't give Flavor Flav no pass. But at the end of the day, when all of them sitting there with that money, we cannot say that everybody that talk upon black people, we can't say they never slept with white women. Not when you got people, you know, you got a plethora of women around you.
It goes both ways. It go both ways now.
Yeah. Either way, I'm saying when you got all of that money, we can't say they didn't dibble and dabble. So we're not saying we're giving a favorite pat. I'm just bringing it back to the, you know, the content. People get lost. I'm just saying that we've been compromised again. Mm-hmm. We have been compromised, and yes, Chuck D threw not people just saying it's Flavor Flav. He didn't just throw Flavor Flav under the bus; he threw them all under the bus. He threw all of them under the bus. You know, yeah. I just went back and forth to show you how many different times we threw each other under the bus, and now hip hop is no exception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, but one record label that you left out and everything is High Records. They said, "Who's High Records?" High Records is from Tennessee. You got Sly. Let me see, man, what is it? Sty Johnson was on there, and Al Green, his brother, was on there, and the long-time songwriting partner with Al Green is the late Willie Mitchell. Now, who's Willie Mitchell? He the one that headed the High Records. He the one that helped spearhead Al Green. Al Green. Now, a lot of people understand Al Green played an excellent guitar too. People don't know about that. Very underrated. Very underrated. Al Green helped wrote some songs. Matter of fact, he's a songwriter, Hall of Fame too. Plus, he's a Hall of Fame too. Al Green wrote some hits. Don't get me wrong with Willie Mitchell. Don't get me wrong. They wrote some hits, man. And they wrote some hits for other people too. And also they help arrange. They got one of the best horns and stuff. Oh my God. You gotta hear their horns, their guitar, their organ and stuff. But oh my God, I can go on. You know, Al Green just went on to have an outstanding gospel career. You know, his transition, and you know, he wrote hits with them too. But there are some artists in the 70s had made an excellent transition back in the 80s too. You forget Stevie Wonder. Now people don't understand this like this. Stevie Wonder came out in '63 on Fingertips.
Oh yeah.
He was young. Now before that, now long '60s, did he wrote and produce? Not that much. But when he made his mark in '71, it was short LP, and he went on, and did great things and stuff like that. We don't have to worry, we have to say something about that. But there are some in the '60s that was not to say they were struggling, but they were trying to get by. And then when they was hitting the '70s, they turned it around. Just like some in the '70s, they were struggling. Then they got in the '80s. You know, they turned around. Like I give you one British group named the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings, they've been out for that for like 30 years. They made some hits. And what's that other group? I forgot the name of it, but I forgot the name of this British group, but they was good. They from Ireland, but they was good too. But I think
Was it up there with the Bee Gees? I say, was it up there with the Bee Gees, the King?
No, not the Kings.
I'm joking. Let my joke slide, okay? Because
I know. I got you. No, but
I know, but one day, you know, we're gonna have to like do like a lot of probably a video on like stolen stuff. Stolen stuff. So
but I talk about that on my unrated music talk already. I already did that. But I understand you saying.
I'm saying I'm gonna check that. But that doesn't mean, man, like I said, maybe some stuff other things you may could think of. It could be like a part 2 or part 3 or somebody you haven't covered already. Or maybe have it as an open discussion before. I don't know if you had it as an open discussion before. Like I said, I'm going to do that. But
I'm going to expand on again on the underrated music.
No, we have to, because if we don't, then we are part of the whitewashing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and maybe really, you know, do, I don't know if you've done it, but Billy Preston is like a perfect example, and Jimi Hendrix is a perfect example, you know. And after they got stolen, and then who came out? Like I said, the common denominator in whitewashing our music will be Mick Jagger with his group, because he was down. I seen some performances when he got mad because they was playing and my man Money got up there, and he still couldn't do it like Money. And then Eric Clapton, we know he stole every damn thing. But like I said, when we think of great artists, we push ours to the side, and they're the ones that are remembered for doing it. You know, and we got all our royalties, all our money, not ours, but our people's. You know, they didn't understand the music business back then. All they wanted was a crossover. And they got crossed over all right. You know, over, that means you have now gotten forgotten. And that's what's happening with R&B right now. I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what to call it now. I have no idea what to call it. Because everybody has left the root. You know what? The only person I feel so bad for that a new artist, now he first came out was Luke James. Look at Luke James' music when he stayed with the roots. They made him cut them roots off and listen to his music now.
But that's been going on for a long time. So it didn't surprise me.
So now when you think of R&B, the first thing you think of, but she does have good music, will be Robin Thicke and what's the other guy from NSYNC?
Robin Thicke.
Yeah. I'm not saying it on our behalf, but I'm saying this is what they're putting out there.
Oh, okay.
This is remember. This is not what I'm saying.
You were scaring me. I was like, what?
No, I'm telling you. Remember, I'm speaking upon whitewash. So of course, I'm gonna throw him in the whitewashing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what's that one? Justin Timberlake. They got them sticking to the roots, and our artists can't do the roots. And they give you but we not. And just like with the hip hop. You know, they got us now turned into mumble rappers, but you got these white boys putting in some lyrics. Now they speaking more, they doing more of the branch, but we doing mumble rap. Oh, that's by design. To pull us out of our roots, and so they can say the roots came from them. Because I don't care where you go, they got Eminem as hip hop. And we all agree to it. I'm disgusted. I'm so disgusted. I'm not saying the man is not good, but he's not. He's not.
Yeah, he ain't better than Busta Rhymes.
Huh?
He ain't better than Busta Rhymes.
No, I'm talking about moving forward, because what they did was they made us do mumble rap. So if I'm paying you to do mumble rap, this is what I'm paying you to do.
Yeah, because we don't have no rappers that's gonna like challenge him like in the past.
They can't, because they lost the art, because they cut the umbilical cord off between the younger rappers and the older rappers. But the white rappers, they caught on to it. Our younger rappers got cut from the umbilical cord. So that they're getting paid to do mumble rap. Because if the umbilical cord wasn't cut, Eminem has the thing I'm saying is Eminem has no competition. He has no competition. So of course he's gonna look like the savior. Like he saved rap. No. The guy paying these young boys to do that's a known fact. They're paying them to do mumble rap. They saying, listen, you better have what they do with that telephone that look like money and the car and this and this. This is what they're paying them to do. So they don't know the art. They don't know what it takes, the metaphors, the similes, the entendres. They don't know none of these things. But the white rappers do. And that's by design. That's all I'm saying. That is by design. I don't talk to young ones.
Yeah, right. Where do you live at? Where do you live at, if you don't mind to ask?
Baby.
Huh?
I'm Brooklyn, baby.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm BK, but I'm in VA right now.
Honey, I used to roll with my man Biggie. I was in school with the ones from Smith and Wesson. We was about popping literally the next block. I went to school with the one from Smith and Wesson. Down the block from where I used to live was Fabulous. My Brooklyn roots run deep.
We got to meet up then when I come and visit New York.
I remember when Biggie used to come, my daughter was young, I used to love my daughter. This was before he was Biggie. And then everybody that was in the video, we all went to school together, in high school together. My junior high school was the one for Smith and Wesson. Fabulous used to live down the block. Marcy Project was only the opposite way. And then me and ODB, I never forget what ODB, right? He's a character for real. So we in Brooklyn. You know where the Albee Square Mall is at? Where was at?
Yeah.
I remember we was going up the escalator. ODB is coming down the escalator, so he always showing us love. Right? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Because he got so much energy. He said, Wu-Tang is coming out. So we like, yeah, right. I never forget that. They're like, yeah, right. He always saying something. He's like, yeah, watch out. This is Wu-Tang is coming. Like, whatever. I'll be damned. The next week, I didn't hear that. Down. Protect your neck. You better protect your neck. That was the funniest moment ever. So that's why I said we talk about it. I remember even before then when we used to plug them daggone electricity cords into the light that was in the building. We just so we can play our music and stuff. Like I said, half of the stuff they be saying in hip hop, I be wanting to say, why they don't never ask real people? An artist is going to speak on it the way they're told what to say. They don't speak to real people who can tell you the truth. Because they lived it. They don't want to speak upon nobody who lived it.
Yeah.
They want to speak to people who I'm in the industry. So I'm gonna tell you that was industry correct. You need to speak to real people. We still living. Hello, you still living, right?
Now, yeah. So there is. If you want to copy down my email is in the chat. You can copy it down. Yeah, whatever you want. You know. Hello.
I'm here. I'm trying to see your email, love.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to come up. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's my email. That's one of my emails. But you could, email me, later on and talk about some things. And this is the thing about because in the few I'm gonna let Sugar Love say her last remarks, and I want you to stay there. Sugar Love, I mean my last remarks, and I'm gonna close it out. That everything that me and Sugar Love and Monica More Justice, DJ Black Charm talking about, Mom's the One, Eunice is talking about, is all talking about our culture. So everything what we saying, it go talk about our culture. And I hope that the ones that stayed and even the ones that is listening, that I hope that when it finally rewinds back, I hope that you take the time and listen, that each person has concern of our culture and they want our culture to do better. And so I'm glad that Sugar Love. You already got a Sugar Love? Hello? Did you copy the email down?
Yes, I took a picture of it. I got you.
Oh, okay, cool. Take a picture. Okay.
You told me to write it down. What we do now is snap. But one question before we go.
I didn't do it.
And I would like. Yeah, you did it. No, but I would, because you know me, I try not to get into the black woman, the black man being against one another. And I think that's big. I think that's big business now. I'm not going to ask your opinion because I want to do it on my live. And I would like for you to participate in that live with your own point of view of, what's going on with the black women. And it's like we're getting so divided. It's crazy. It's like, it's like I see my man like DOD trying to unite the black man and the black woman. Or if you want to make it a topic and bring me on, but I would love for that. Yeah, I would love for that to be discussed. Yeah, I catch him sometime and he, trying to unite because you have, all these black women. I'm like, nobody's really like taking the time to see where it's fast. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's nobody perfect, not at all. But it's a lot of different things going on in the community, and to make money, for the women to be making money talking about the black man, and the black man to make money talking about the black woman, because that's majority of the channels right now. We got the red pills that's out like right now, and you got the female pills that's out like right now. And I just want to talk about, is that more damaging to us than what our oppressor is doing to us?
Well, I would say that it depends what mindset and attitude it is. And I could tell you, like, that's all I'm gonna say something about. That's why, like, there are some like some panels I would not participate in. I would never really ask to be on the panel anyway, but I would not participate in it. Now I will participate that I try and do whatever I can. You know, that's why, like, if you see my channel, I talk about different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't label myself that, but like, you have to understand this, sugar love, when you talk about, you have to understand is that just as the black man got to be accountable, the black woman got to be accountable. But the sad thing about it, you got quite a few people that sometimes they don't see the big picture. And when you don't see the big picture, and then you got some people that, oh, no, you shouldn't say that because your experience, you got to go by experience too. So I'm just saying that what I do, I observe and see, like, nah, I'm not going to be part of that because I ain't trying to be dogged out.
Accountability and making money off the downfalls of your people is two different things. Totally two different things. And what it is now,
we agree.
It's a money grab. Where my problem comes in at, you know me, I work with kids. I work with kids. Gotta check out my videos. You'll see a lot there. I do code drives, everything. Code drives, I get kids jobs, everything.
I don't think you something.
And you'll see. But the thing is, it trickles down. My problem is that now is what adults don't understand is it trickles down. So now when I have kids, young men disrespecting these young women because of something like what a Tommy said, or when I have a young female calling this young boy, now all these calling this one a dusty because of what this one said. You understand? They don't understand. Okay, first accountability. You can't make somebody be accountable for nothing. They got to be accountable of themselves. But we have to combat that because what they don't understand is trickling down. And now the younger you have no respect because what they're hearing on YouTube. And it's always with Tommy and then the red pill, and then we got this one, and then with the videos with this black woman, and then there's a don't think, but okay, it's good you making money off it, but to us is going to trickle down to your own kids, nieces, and nephews. And now that you done made all these men and telling them how to get these women, now that's going to trickle down to your daughter. You know, but I just want to speak upon, you know, maybe have something probably like this is my son's birthday weekend. I shouldn't even be on here right now.
Well,
getting ready to tell you this. But we have to definitely.
Nah, but I want you to stay there because I want to make your last remarks because I'm going to say this and I'm going to make my last remarks. So salute to you, brother. It's this. For a long time, the black men, we never have an avenue to talk. We never had any platforms to talk. And so you have to understand this, that the parameters of the time is, here's your man. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So that's what sometimes some black men, they fail to understand that. So when we talk about certain things and you hear this, you hear that, I understand what you're saying. I'm talking on behalf of the black men that has strong masculinity. There are quite a few black women they refuse to understand that. They refuse to understand our pain. They refuse to understand. They say they with the black men, but come to find out you with the white men. But we say that something's wrong, but it's always, the black men with the white men. Okay, I understand that. It gotta be fit. Let me finish.
Don't forget, I want to save this for another show, so don't give me all the good juice now. This is gonna be a whole
No. I'm just saying. I gotta say this because this is not being really shown about. Because every time some of us as black men that have strong masculinity say certain things, we always get shut down. I swear, black woman, you don't gonna say that. No, I'm going to say it, and it needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have, and I'm not because I want. I'm going to have the avenue to speak on behalf of the black man that is trying to do this right. There are a lot of us that we need to be strong. And I'm going to stand up my masculinity. I'm a homo on balls. I'm going to speak that truth because I got that strong masculinity. And some of these black men need to understand that. And so, if you want me to respect that, that means that if you, I could tell that you got that strong feminine. You understand that strong feminine. Identify strong masculinity, just like strong masculinity, identify strong feminine. That's got to come back. There's no in-betweens about that. But see, when you talk about sexuality, I'm just saying.
And sometimes that message needs to be said because young men need to hear that. But like I said, when it goes to calling ugly, don't let up. Like me, I believe that I respect everybody, and I believe your voice needs to be heard. That's why I'm asking for your voice to be heard, because we can't. I've been around women, I've been around men, and there's a lot. I'm not about femininity. I never can be, never will be. Only time I speak upon being effeminate is when it comes down to equal pay. If we do the same job, we should get paid the same. But that's as far as I go. I believe there is a pecking order, and I think that our black men are not being heard and not being respected. But you're
talking about equal pay, but you talking about equal pay of the black man. Black men never really got no equal pay either. So you want to
you guys too. That's I got you, honey. Believe me, I'm about the black.
Go to the white man. They the one holding it. We don't have it.
Honey, we fought for y'all to vote too. Don't think we ain't got your back. Remember, we were the ones that we fought for y'all to vote too. But I'm saying I want to open it up so y'all can see that we support you guys. Or I support you guys, and I value y'all in. And this is between you and I. And when we're gonna have an hour panel, I value what you guys have to say. I value you guys' struggles. If we don't take time to listen to one another, sometimes women need to just sit there and listen to what you guys have to say.
I agree with everything you say, but good luck.
Well, whatever we bring out of the next video, that's on us. It's not a good luck because it's you and I, and you're gonna say what you have to say.
Listen, we're taking it wrong. I'm saying good luck because your niece I could see your niece is one of the few sisters that do talk for a black woman. We talk for us black men. And you know what happened? She trying to shut her down. I know that for a fact because I be on those panels. I mean, on the panel, I be there. And she said she want the black man to be better. She said, I'm not after you. I want you to do better. And you know what happened? The same black woman that, oh yeah, you be tough for black woman. You know what? When it flip back at them, you need to do right for black men. Oh no, we don't want to deal with you because that's what I'm saying. It goes for black men too. I'm just talking about what I see. I'm telling you, good luck.
Listen, if I want to
And
have
I'm
a
with you.
conversation,
No, listen, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. Listen, hear me out.
okay.
I'm with you. I'm
I mean,
with
I don't.
you. Mhm.
At least if I could have it to whereas I don't know what's going to happen afterwards, but you know we need to talk about it because I'm quite sure we're not in the midst of disrespecting each other. So if people want to see it and you want to get mad at me, get mad at me. But I'm going now you're going to maybe want to go and do more, you know, and sister, and you're going to make me want to do more because this is what we have you for. I mean, we need to start coming to an understanding, and we want to deal with people who wants to come to an understanding. And we would never know each other roles. All we know is our role as a female. So we have to start to understand your roles as males. And like I said, it's really not about the adult. I deal with kids. So if any young male, if you can reach a young, the same way the people who the great, if their message can reach the youth, maybe we could show that we're coming together. Maybe that can reach them too. Because so they need to know, oh gosh, these are some of the things I want to go through, or am I feeling, you know, some young man could say, oh, I'm feeling what he's feeling. I'm glad he brought that up. You know, I see a man and a woman talking together and they come into, so maybe they wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? We don't never know. But I would just like to do that. And if somebody want to take it someplace, that'll be on them. You want to shut it down, open up a new one. But I'm just saying, I just want to start doing more justice and unity. Even if it's not unity, I want to hear, you know, I'm not a black man. I want to hear about your struggles. I want to hear how, you know, I feel that certain things that we do, we're not being accountable for. I would like to hear all of that from somebody who's not saying it just so they can get ratings and have a big old bash women or bash men.
Good luck. That's all I'm saying. I've been doing it.
Oh, now you don't try. I don't drink that fair water. Stop it now. Don't say good luck. We don't make it happen or we not.
Good luck.
Let's make it happen.
I've been in those conversations.
I've seen them too, but we're talking about our conversation.
Okay.
We haven't been into our conversation.
No, I'm not talking about me and you. See, you're missing the point. I ain't talking me and you. I'm talking about additional. Good luck. Good luck.
Listen,
if me and you can get through this together, and with other ones, I promise you, I'll smoke a blunt.
No, we ain't gonna do that. No, but I'm not prepared to 5 people because it's not like I said. I'm quite sure you're gonna have a cap on what you said. And for me, I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm just letting you speak your piece.
No, I'm not talking about me and you. I'm not talking about me and you. I'm talking about additional. I'm talking about me.
The haters? Talking about the haters? The haters?
You can say that.
They're not the likers, so we're gonna call them the haters. They're not the lovers, so they're the haters. No, but I want to get that done. Maybe have a couple.
Yes.
Maybe have a couple of men. Have a couple of men on the panel because, you know, sometimes women need to hear what needs to be said, and sometimes that's just what I believe because sometimes us women, if it's coming from a real point of view, just your authentic self, sometimes women need to listen to what you got to say. Same way, y'all need to listen to what we have to say. But being that I'm a woman, I just want to have a nice dialogue with men, you know, their truth. That's it. And you want to do it, we're going to do it. If you learn about the haters, then that's okay too.
Hey, Dundada, I agree. He knows. Good luck. And I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna smoke, Queen. I'm just joking. Dundada, we.
Let me see what they writing in that screen here.
Dundada say good luck. He understand.
Where you at, Dundada? Let me see what he got to say.
He said, when I say good luck, he said good luck. He knows. I'm telling him.
Hi, Don Donna. How are you?
That's my LDBC. That's my LDBC, but that stands for Lions State Boxing Community. Let me explain. That's a fest. They said all they, but it's a family. You know that we have Trill Talk with Black Fight Fan TV and the General 7A Sports. He the one started the LDBC years ago, and they come every Monday, I believe, 11:30 Eastern. I would say Eastern time. And there's other channels come on, and you know they know Don Dada, they know the underrated one, and also you got Ticket TV.
Dada. Hit the hit me up, Don Dada, and I'll hit you up. So he can make sure.
Wow.
Thanks, Ms. Rod. Ms. Rod says she will be there.
Wow. Who?
She will be there. But make sure we all, you know, I still think I'm on a love train trying to get people to network. Don't pay me no money.
Wow.
Make sure you link up, get to know one another, check out each other's videos. If you like the video, make sure you get connected. So what day?
Drop me.
What day are you asleep, my brother?
I can't say because you know I'm. I do. That's what I'm saying. You got me email, so we talk.
All right, we're gonna have to definitely chat. And oh, she said she enjoyed. Ms. Ryan said I really enjoyed this live Underrated Darkness. Oh, thank you.
Who?
That's what.
Oh, thanks, right. I haven't seen Miss Ride down in a long time. Yeah, when she comes through. I appreciate that. I enjoy you here too. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate it. Now, I'm gonna people start coming. Well, there's any last remarks? Sugar
My last
Love?
remark is we need to stop whitewashing and throwing us under the bus. That's my last remark.
Okay, you stay right there. I'm gonna make my last remarks. I want to thank everybody that came on the panel and also actually stayed through the chat. And oh wow, been three hours. I ain't take 3 hours in a minute. And thank you, Monique. Thank everybody in the chat that came and be gone. Yeah, like I said, it was the last minute that I throw this together, but it needs to be said. And just to understand that our culture is in a crisis for a long time. And it's got to be us, the sound-minded, melody people. We got to straighten it out. It cannot be the media. The media's not going to do it. That's when black man, if it's a black man you did wrong, you know, you got to call it out. Black woman.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do it.
You gotta call out. You gotta call black woman. Oh, we see a lot of BS happen for a long time. You had not called it out. You need to call the BS out because it's hurt, because it's interesting.
When you get all that together, you write down all the things you want to call out, because we're gonna start a healing process. You and me is gonna start a healing, just like who said that? Maybe said it. It's starting the healing. Oh, this is the first step to healing. That's by Don Dada. Yes, Don Dada. We're gonna heal each other. And I want my brothers to know I got your back. Nothing but love here. Y'all my kings, and I got you guys back. And I'm gonna open my ears and listen to what you guys have to say.
Okay. Now I'm gonna end this, but Sugar Love, hit me up, you know, as soon as you can, so we can get it on and everything else. And good afternoon, good evening to y'all. And thanks for joining this. Until next time. This one is Ghost, and the ones who's not subbed to my channel, please sub to my channel, please. That'd be good, very much appreciated. And let's keep in contact with each other often. That's the only way that we're going to build. That's the only way. And so shout out to everybody that came on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat again that came and left, and the ones who stayed. Yes, that's all right, Monique Hill. Sugar Love, Monique Hill just sub to you. So let's keep it at one as underrated one family. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, thank you, Sugar Love, for participating. Very much appreciated. And I usually don't get no black woman that comes on the panel. Not like this. So I thank y'all. So on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the underrated one, the number one guard, Chef JT, not just chef from the kitchen, to be chef of information. But this one is Ghost.